see as their major strengths that West Coast going to curtail to get the victory tonight?
Oh, they get a little speed in their ball movement when they get their flow into their game. They've obviously got some really hard runners through the midfield who are pretty smart as well. So if we're not able to stop it around the ball, it can be quite difficult. But we expect all of our boys to defend hard. And if we can get some looks the other way, like other teams have this year, you can challenge them in their defensive 50. So hopefully we get enough entries to win the game.
Last time Elliot Yeo played as a backman in 2015. Good to see him back there. If you ask me my opinion, is he going to play there tonight?
Yeah, he'll be back for a while now, so we'll just see how he goes over the coming weeks. Obviously, he's missed a lot of footy over the last couple of years, so having him down back's a bit of a luxury at the moment. We'll see where that leads to probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks, whether he goes back up to the midfield. But really good performance from him down back last week. The experience, obviously losing Gov also helped. So a few more experienced guys who are starting to play a bit of footy together again. We should get some better outcomes.
Last one with the assistant coach, backline assistant coach at West Coast, Daniel Pratt. Jermaine Jones down the backline too, number 31. He looked good last week, some dash off the half-back flank. Will he play there again as well? Yeah,
JJ's really impressed us with his ability to break through the lines, take the game on, and especially off the back of stoppage and contest. So a bit of a different look for us than we've had in the past. A guy who can get through like that. So the modern game tells us that we need to get through those contests like that. So JJ's providing that at the moment, and he'll stay in the team while he keeps defending well and while he provides the offence.
Thanks, Brady. Good luck.
Too easy. Thanks, Scott.
Here it is, Daniel Pratt with Will Schofield, boundary side. It's a 6:40 bounce here. This is our footy preview on 882 6PR for Barbagallo, your home to motoring excellence. And for Camera Electronic, they love photography. Head online to cameraelectronic.com.au for great deals. Half time at Marvel Stadium. It's the Bulldogs leading Hawthorn 6-6-42 to the Hawks 5-7-37. Will Schofield, Glenn Jakovich to give you their thoughts on who's winning tonight, how it will unfold, and can the Eagles get a victory over the Bombers, who are coming off that impressive victory over the Saints. 6PR is football.
Traffic. 6PR is now on Instagram. Search for 6PR882 and follow us now.
We got a crash, Mitchell Freeway northbound after Hay Street in Perth. The right lane is blocked there. The crash has been cleared Narrows Bridge southbound. Traffic remains heavy. The crash also cleared Mitchell Freeway southbound after Ocean Reef Road at Woodvale. Traffic also pretty heavy on approach there. Kwinana and Mitchell Freeway northbound. Busy Cranford Avenue to Mount Henry Bridge, South Terrace to Hay Street. Mitchell and Kwinana Freeway southbound. Slow Ocean Reef Road. Hay Street to Narrows Bridge, Graham Farmer Freeway, no delays, and the North Bridge Tunnel, slow eastbound, moving well westbound. Rob Kaska, Perth Traffic Leader, 882 6PR.
Plumbing on the brink? Need urgent electrical work done? Then you need to call Ritz Plumbing and Electrical. Get your plumbing, gas and electrical services all under the one roof. They offer same-day service guaranteed with zero call-out fee, plus free quotes with no obligation. They even offer interest-free payment plans with no upfront fees to make it easier on your pocket. So, next time you need a professional plumbing and electrical service, choose a trusted family-owned company that covers all of metropolitan Perth. Ritz Plumbing and Electrical. Fast plumbing, hot water and electrical with no call-out fee. Call Ritz at 13-RITZ, that's 137-489, or head online to ritz.pe.
Know your footy? Place a 1 to 39 winning margin bet this AFL round with Tab Touch and get a 50% bonus on your winnings up to $500. Better your bet with Tab Touch. Conditions apply. Gamble responsibly. Call Gamblers Help on 1-800-858-858 every 2 years. If you're age 50 to 74, you'll get a blue and white package from the National Bowel Cancer Screening Program. It's your free bowel screening test kit, and it could save your life. Here's what to do. Take it to the bathroom and put it right where you can see it. Not in a drawer, but on the bench top or on the toilet seat or in the middle of the floor. So the next time you have to go, you'll remember to use it. Please don't put off the chance to save your life. Get to it. Visit bowelcancer.org.au for more information.
G'day, this is the camel. What do you call a tree you can hold in your hand? A palm tree. A palm tree, it's in your hand. Gage Road's Albi Crisp Lager Stubbies just $39.99 a carton. Fast Felix Classic Red and White $14.99 each. Bargain. Shop the way you want with tap and go convenience and everyday low prices. Thirsty Camel Bottle Shops.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
Fresh from a triumphant 43-show tour of the USA, the 10 Tenors return to Perth with their brand new show, The 10 Tenors Highwaymen. Don't miss your only chance to see the 10 Tenors Highwaymen this year. Saturday, July 2nd at Crown Theatre. Tickets at the10tenors.com.
Skin. It's our largest organ. Are you taking care of it? Cetaphil Skincare is dermatologically tested and defends against 5 signs of skin sensitivity with simple, gentle and effective solutions. So whether you're carving it up, sweating it out, getting to work, or your skin's as dry as the outback, when it comes to protecting your sensitive skin, Cetaphil's got your back. And your arms. Oh, and your legs. And your face. Cetaphil is available for a great price at Chemist Warehouse.
Know your footy? Place a 1 to 39 winning margin bet this AFL round with Tab Touch and get a 50% bonus on your winnings up to $500. Better your bet with Tab Touch. Conditions apply. Gamble responsibly. Call Gamblers Help on 1-800-858-858.
The 2022 Toyota AFL Premiership season is brought to you by Kitchen Capital. Designed and built in 4 weeks. kitchencapital.com.au. 6PR is football.
Second game, Friday night doubleheader. This one from Optus Stadium. Great to have your company for Kitchen Capital, and our preview is for our friends at Barbagallo, your home to motoring excellence. 15 minutes before the opening bounce, the Bombers in town to take on the Eagles. And David Short from Tab Touch has all the latest markets. Shorty, good evening to you.
To you, Skeeter. Nice to be catching up, boys. Let's have a look at the markets tonight. Essendon heading in the $1.47 favourites. A bit of money around for West Coast at the $2.70. Line betting sits at 13.5. Going total betting at 161.5 for tonight. First goal scorer betting right at $8. 9 for Kennedy. Stringer there is a $10 chance. 11 for Jones and Darling. 13 Rioli and Ryan. Most goals betting right at $3. Kennedy a $4.25 chance. Stringer at $5.50, Darling $7.50, Jones at $8. It's 11 and upwards from there. And in most disposals, Group A, Merritt the $2.25 favourite, Gas $4, Kelly $5, 8 for Heppel and Shield, 11 for Shuey. It's $12 and upwards from there. All the action with Tab Touch. Get the touch with Tab Touch. If you're going to have a punt on tonight's game, be sure to do it responsibly. Enjoy the call, fellas.
Thanks, Shorty. David Short from Tab Touch joining us before tonight's big game, the Eagles, Essendon. Two sides not at the right end of the table, but there's a great rivalry between the clubs. And Essendon arrived in town yesterday. Plenty of former players have come over. Of course, it's a 150-year celebration for the football club. And a short time ago, Will Schofield caught up with the forward lines coach, Dale Tapping, boundary side.
Down the boundary here with Dale Tapping, forward line coach for the Essendon Bombers. Dale, how do we see this game? Both teams, including yourself, played well last week, so big game for both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, great opportunity for us to win 2 in a row, and but also too we've got to prepare for West Coast's best, and they got some personnel back, and their game against Geelong last week was it was pretty good. So they'd take some confidence their effort last week, and they're always a difficult commodity to beat here, and and we've got the opportunity to be consistent again and be great again. So that's what we're chasing.
You're handling the forwards this year at Essendon. You must be so impressed with how Peter Wright's gone about his business this year. I mean, from afar, really dominated your forward line going forward. Yeah, certainly. Pete, having worked with him this year, there's no fluke why he's had a terrific season to date. He just tips in. His work he does throughout the course of the week to prepare for opponents and the game as elite. He's got elite standards and he gets good results game day. And even there's a few weeks there he didn't kick a goal, but he was doing win and half contests, bring the ground, that sort of stuff, and creating some opportunities for us. And last week he got the reward on the scoreboard, but he's had a terrific year to date. Been good. What about local boy Nick Martin? Comes to the club this year, mature age draft pick. He's certainly impressed. He certainly has, and it just goes to show you, these sort of late, sort of mature type guys, they're out there, and there's plenty of them, no doubt, through the waffle and through all the state league competitions, and Nick is probably one of many who's been given the chance, and he's been phenomenal for us right from the get-go. Pre-season stepped in, just showed AFL traits. First game against the Cats, in a poor performance by us, he kicks 5 against elite opposition, and has just been a real consistent performer for us through the midfield all year, and he's just got this uncanny knack to just get on the end of the offence and hit scoreboard. So hopefully he can continue doing it tonight. I asked the opposition the same question. What do you see as West Coast strength tonight that you guys are going to curtail to get the victory?
Well, clearly it's taken care of Kennedy and Darling up forward, but it's going to come on the back of supply. Look, what we've noticed with West Coast playing a little bit quicker out of the back half, they're sort of really taking the game on a little bit more, but maybe a little bit more pressure on their backs tonight with McGovern not being there, so it's probably going to put a bit more pressure on Barras and those guys to sort of intercept the ball. So look, we've got to make sure that we sort of pressure them up, make sure we're equal numbers inside 50, take away the intercept, and sort of if they do take it, we've just got to sort of snap and locate off them really quickly to sort of slow that ball movement up that gives Kennedy and Darling that opportunity.
Thanks, Dale. Good luck tonight.
No worries, Will. All the best.
There it is, Dale Tapping, the forward line assistant coach at the Essendon Football Club. The Bombers are out on Optus Stadium. The Eagles not far away. They're walking through the tunnel as we speak. Crowd building, not huge by any means, but Eagle supporters will hopefully get it past 40,000 tonight. This is our footy preview brought to you by Barbagallo, your home to motoring excellence, barbagallo.com.au. The opening bounce coming your way next. 6PR for Kitchen Capital is football.
Traffic. Can't call? Send a text on 0487 999 882.
There's been a crash, Graham Farmer Freeway eastbound after the Wyndon Bridge, Burswood. Left lane is blocked. Crash, Mitchell Freeway northbound after Hay Street and Perth. Right lane is blocked. Kwinana and Mitchell Freeway northbound. Busy Cranford Avenue, South Terrace to Hay Street Road. Mitchell and Kwinana Freeway southbound. Slow Hay Street to Narrows Bridge. Graham Farmer Freeway heavy eastbound, moving well westbound. North Bridge Tunnel also slow eastbound, moving well westbound, and William Street southbound from St George's Terrace to Mounts Bay Road. Enjoy the footy. Perth Traffic Leader, 882, 6PR.
Hello there, it's Simon Beaumont from Weekends. We asked you for this.
Songs that lend themselves to the drinking of the convivials and the singing.
And as always, the listeners delivered. Here's Laura.
But when I have had a few drinks, any song by John Denver, that just gets everyone going.
Do you cry, Laura, when you sing it?
Oh, all the time. Get up and have a bit of a dance with my husband, you know.
We will be back this weekend on Saturday and Sunday from 6 a.m. Listen in, call in.
Weekends with Simon Beaumont on 882 6PR.
Get away for the weekend or get away for a week and brave the cold this winter in coastal Busselton. Right now you can stay 3 nights and only pay for 2 at Mandalay Holiday Resort. Take a dip in one of 3 heated pools with a giant water slide. Enjoy the lush lawns and gardens while you cozy up under the stars in front of the roaring campfire. The kids have 4 playgrounds to explore and a giant jumping pillow. Great for all ages. If you choose to go for the weekend, Mandalay Holiday Resort also has food trucks, weekend movie nights, plus AFL playing on the big screen. There's caravan and camping available, so bring your beloved pets. Book online, mandalayresort.com.au. Terms and conditions apply.
Pamper your hair and win 20k with Schwarzkopf at Chemist Warehouse. Simply purchase any 2 Schwarzkopf products to enter the draw to win $20,000. You could also win 5 hair care gift packs valued at over $200 each. And with 40% off the Schwarzkopf hair care range, it's a great time to get your favourites. Available for a limited time at Chemist Warehouse, My Chemist and ePharmacy stores. T's and C's apply. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day.
Every 2 years. If you're age 50 to 74, you'll get a blue and white package from the National Bowel Cancer Screening Program. It's your free bowel screening test kit, and it could save your life. Here's what to do. Take it to the bathroom and put it right where you can see it. Not in a drawer, but on the bench top or on the toilet seat or in the middle of the floor. So the next time you have to go, you'll remember to use it. Please don't put off the chance to save your life. Get to it. Visit bowelcancer.org.au for more information.
There's Kitchens, and then there's Kitchens by Kitchen Capital, earning a 5-star rating for quality and customer satisfaction since 1997. Kitchen Capital offers commercial rates for all appliances, fixtures and fittings, saving you thousands. Not only do they do kitchens, but they also take care of bathrooms, laundries and whole home renovations. Fully managed projects with fast turnaround times. So why not invest in your home rather than the hassle of moving? Kitchen Capital kitchencapital.com.au. They're here to take the stress and anxiety out of your renovation.
Hi, I'm Saul Frank.
And I'm his brother Howard.
We're a couple of big kids.
And we like to share our toys.
Come see us at Wanderlust by Camera Electronic.
Where we have Perth's biggest range of outdoor lifestyle tech.
State-of-the-art gear.
Drones, underwater drones, e-foils, speakers, robotics, pet tech, e-go-kart.
Don't forget e-scooters, e-bikes, underwater scooters, headphones and portable power.
Newly moved to 324 Murray Street, Perth.
Wanderlustperth.com.au. Power your next adventure.
Proud partner of 6PR Football.
The 2022 Toyota AFL Premiership season is brought to you by Kitchen Capital. Designed and built in 4 weeks. kitchencapital.com.au. 6PR is football.
Both sides out on the ground. Bounce down in 6 minutes. Great to have your company for Kitchen Capital. It is 6PR footy, Optus Stadium, Friday night. And the Eagles and the Bombers, part of a double-header, by the way. That other game in progress at Marvel Stadium sees the Dogs lead the Hawks by 5 points with 16 minutes to go before three-quarter time around the grounds. Thank you to Camera Electronic. Tanya Armstrong joins us for the first time tonight. First of all, to give us some ground conditions, thanks to Positively Green Lawn Care Services. Positively Green Lawn Care that makes your neighbours positively green with every 10. You came up to the commentary box, you're a bit rugged up, you had the beanie on, but you're ready to roll.
Yeah, I always prepare for the snow, but I've taken the beanie and scarf off because I got a bit warm coming down here. But it is a glorious night for football. We had bright sunshine today, so perfect conditions at ground level. The surface at Optus Stadium shouldn't be too slippery, and there is not a breath of wind down here. So just perfect conditions. It's about 14 degrees at the moment, so it is a little bit chilly, but expecting a cracking game between these two sides. Do you want the benches?
Go for it, Tan.
We got Liam Ryan, Jack Redham, Josh Rotham and Cal Jamison on the Eagles bench. Liam Ryan, of course, back for the first time in about 7 weeks. Alex Witherden is the Medi sub for the Bombers. Ben Hobbs, Archie Perkins, Nick Bryan, Massimo D'Ambrosio on the bench, and the sub is Braden Ham.
Beautifully done, Tan. Yes, looking forward to calling Massimo D'Ambrosio. Try and get that out in a hurry. Scully will do our best. Thank goodness one bloke's not here because he would really struggle with that. Guess who?
Lee Spur.
Sperry would have a heart attack trying to get that out through the course of the night. Boys.
Does Essendon come back and play Freo here?
I'd hope so, but I'm not sure they do.
Sorry, on the back of Tanya Armstrong's report, why would you start Liam Ryan on the bench? He's the most exciting, explosive player the West Coast have. Why would you start him on the bench?
Why did he go out for? He had a hamstring?
Yeah. But so what? What's starting him on the bench going to do? Warm him up on the bench?
Just ease him into the game.
He's playing, isn't he?
Yeah, ease him into the game.
Get him, mate. Put him in the goal square.
I spoke to someone at the West Coast Eagles today, and they thought whether he's been told to lose a bit of weight, but he has trimmed down over the past few weeks, and maybe he needed to. I'm not sure, but that seems to be.
Don't we all?
Yeah, but we're not professional athletes at the moment, Will. So if that's the case, it's a quizzical move to have him.
It's an interesting one because we spoke about that, and I looked at his body shape this year, nowhere near what he was in his All-Australian year. So something's gone amiss there. And that's something that needs to be asked by, to the management and the football department. Why is he not in the shape he was 2 years ago? Because for me, I'd come pay through the gates to watch him play. He's All-Australian year when he was taking all those marks, kicking those goals, running back with the flight at Dockland Stadium. He was in the best 15 or 20 footballers in the nation.
Yeah.
He needs to get back to that.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll get an opportunity to see how he goes now. We thought we might see him last week, but we'll see him this week. It'll be exciting. I love seeing Rioli and Ryan in the same forward line. Exciting forwards. Underneath, Darling and Kennedy, Kennedy is coming towards the end of his career. That's no secret. Darling hasn't started the way he would have liked to start this season, but they still are an incredible forward pairing with those two underneath them too. So West Coast have what should be a very dynamic forward line.
Yeah, and I think Jack Darling and Kennedy will be really buoyed and enthusiastic that those two are playing tonight, because not only do they excite and do miraculous things, they bring players into the game, and their unselfishness to dish off the ball at that split second when you need to and find targets in confined areas. There's no better than those two going to the forward 50, and that should pay dividends for both Jack and Josh this evening.
A couple of questions for Essendon fans listening. Sam Draper, look, he's got that almost cult-like figure in the ruck. A line from him, but also Nick Martin, former Subiaco Premiership
What a
player.
pickup.
5 goals, I think 27 or 30 touches on debut against Geelong round 1. Interested to see how those types of players go. We've seen a bit of these guys for Essendon on TV this year, but they've been disappointing by and large. But they do have sprinkling of talent amongst that group.
Sam Draper's coming up for game 35, so he still hasn't played 50 games, Will. I love, as I mentioned pre-game, he's starting to own his role around the ground. He's starting to be forward of the ball when Essendon are moving the ball. He's shown that he can run, carry, deliver the ball. He's quite mobile for a big guy, so he's still growing into that body and developing. So, and obviously with his long locks, he's a crowd favourite. So you like players like that. They're assertive. They take the game on. He's going to be a ripper. He should play 200 games for the great Essendon Football Club. So look forward to him having he has an opportunity to tear the game tonight because there's no Nat Nui out there. So he gets an opportunity to probably be the most experienced ruckman out there.
Yeah, he does. I think it's actually surprising he's only played 35. He feels like he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
And that actually does give him a pass, I think. I mean, 35 games as a ruckman's not much in the game at the moment. He was probably, I think, one that people thought might take the next leap this season. He hasn't so far, but perhaps today's the day. And Nick Martin, a West Australian boy, what a great pickup by Essendon. Looking forward to seeing him play live in person here at Optus Stadium. I'm sure he's got a few family members in the crowd.
Yeah, he certainly will. And he'll be up against Bailey Williams. That's Sam Draper's only played 18 games. So 2 young ruckmen that have got promising futures ahead of them, and look forward to that battle tonight.
Luke Shuey has won the toss. He'll kick to the left of your radio dial as players start to get into position at Marvel Stadium for Camera Electronic. It's the Bulldogs by 18 points, 8-8 to 5-8. And that is midway through the third quarter in that game there. And I'll be joined by our listeners from 3AW midway through this match.
Another player, Will, that really has got an opportunity. And he's playing for his career tonight, Jack Petrocelli. On a night like tonight. What's his one-wood? Leg speed. Well, use it. Yeah. West Coast lack leg speed, so he needs to bring that tonight. He needs to probably show a little bit of selfishness, get the ball, tuck it under his arm, and take the game on. Finish off. Last week he should have kicked the set shot for goal.
But he did some stuff last week that I was impressed with. So I think we're gonna hopefully see the best of Jack Petrocelli tonight.
That is our footy preview. Thanks, Jacko. Thanks, Goey. For Barbagallo, you're home to motoring excellence. Friday night football. We don't get too many of those here in the west, part of a doubleheader. It's the Bombers coming to town to take on the Eagles. For Kitchen Capital, 6PR football. Here's Carl Langdon.
So, Draper and Bailey Williams are going to go at it in the first bounce, and it's a beautiful bounce too by the field umpire. Williams, Draper though. Williams went to ground. Draper runs onto the footy. Kelly did well. Dispossessed him. Rioli in there. Picks it up. Shovels it out into the path of his teammate Duggan. Doesn't go anywhere. Rioli came hard. Spoiled the ball away. Yo created a path for Shuey, who ends up getting a possession, but the footy slews off the side of the boot. Pretty much went further up in the air than it went forward. Hand pass comes out to the wing for Heppel. He's pursued by 2 West Coast players, Rioli and Kelly, and they do well enough to get it out to the wing, and Snelling, who's back into the side. He's been out for most of this season. Running hard, Merritt. His hand pass goes to ground. West tackled a bomber there who didn't have it. That was Caldwell. Wasn't called. Yo to Rioli, and now out to the wing, and Shannon Hearn, the veteran, drives a long ball. He's a lovely kick normally. He kicks it inside 50. Darling got rid of his opponent far too easily there. I think it's Laverde, and he'll go back and take the shot.
Yeah, pull the trigger. Will got it into the former skipper's hand. You know what he can do when he hits the inside 50 with penetration. That's what the forwards like, a one-on-one contest. Jack got his Laverde his opponent under the ball, pushed him to the side. He wins a one-on-one. That's a contested mark. Great start for Jack Darling.
Strong, big push from Jack Darling there. Big mark.
So Darling to have the first kick of the game. Is it going to be the first goal scorer for Ross's Auctions? The crowd will tell us. Kick is on its way. Goal umpire moves slightly, and it is a behind. So first score is 1 point. West Coast to 1. Bombers yet to score. Gone a minute and a half on that Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Great savings every day.
Redmond with a kick in. He was terrific last week. Into the back pocket, and the Bombers go straight back to the top of the square. Ridley has it.
This area of the game, West Coast can't allow the Bombers to exit D50 too easily.
Good hand shown by Shield. Takes the mark in front of Rioli. But that run and stun just yet from the Bombers. He has to kick it to the wing. Real up and under, mind you. Peter Wright's there. Couldn't take the mark. Kelly off hands to Hearn. By hand to Hoff, who centres the ball poorly. And the idea was right. The execution was off, and intercept by Hine up to centre half back. And the switch can be made here. Laverde's hand pass. Merritt has to track it towards the wing. Gets it off by hand. Kick towards right half forward. Stringer's got the footy. Back to Heppel, who's got it. 75 out from goal. Heads towards Martin, who takes the mark inside 50. West Australian product.
Got a good match up there, one-on-one on that occasion. Gaff wasn't going to beat him in the air at all, and that was a great mismatch that was to the advantage of the Bombers.
13 goals on the season, 5 in that first round where he got the Rising Star nomination, but he's regularly got on the scoreboard, Will. He's been impressive.
Yes, he has.
Tough kick, though, outside 50. It's a point to the Eagles. Essendon yet to score. He gets called to play on. The kick, it's not bad, it's tight, but it's missing narrow. Minor score, a point each. First quarter for Chemist Warehouse. Great savings every day.
Tom Barras has got the match-up on Peter Wright, by the looks of it, going everywhere with him at the moment.
Got the journey easy, didn't he? Just then, Martin went sailing through mid-high goalpost as Bailey Williams hand pass off to his teammate Gaff, off to West. West went to ground, tries to paddle it out, did okay. Williams, Gaff. Now there's a throw, I think. Goes against Williams, so it'll come back to Martin again.
Good pick by the umpire. Consistent early.
So the Bomber is on the wing. He decides to go to Redmond, who had a poultice of the footy last week. Hand pass to Hine, who's a running machine. Sometimes runs too far and bounces too often. Redmond had to get it back from Hine. Off then to Merritt. Wasn't ideal. Long ball into the pocket. And Barras controlling the air. Takes a good mark defensively for the West Coast Eagles. It's 1 point each. We're gone nearly 4 minutes in the first quarter.
Pick by Barras for Hoff, who takes the mark defensive 50. Has a bounce. Weighs up the options. Kicks down the line. Rioli's got 2 to beat here. Both Bombers bring it to ground. Ridley first. Gets a hand pass out for Heppel. Shrugs off a tackle. Goes inside by hand. Doesn't have enough on it. Petrocelli takes it. Langford couldn't quite get his hands on it. Waterman's hand pass had too much on it. Taken by Merritt. Across to Hine. Left foot kick. It's okay. Martin takes the mark inside the centre square, but outside skills, well, as we know on the ladder, not that great thus far. Martin, where's he heading? Punches it out towards right half forward. Hearn attacks it out the back. Essendon have a couple of players in possession here, and Heppel received it from Snelling. Good ball, 52 out, and here he is. Stringer has it, and not without some chance if he can get on it.
Yeah, he looks confident, doesn't he? I mean, Peter Wright was making a good lead. I thought he was open, but Jake Stringer's gone, I'm going to have a crack at this one, boys.
Shannon Hearn will be disappointed with his effort over here. He had a chance to spoil it. Straight out of bounds, went for the mark, let it out the back, and then that's why Essendon's got this shot on goal.
6 games this year, 9 goals. The package, he can be electric or he can put it in the bin. 53 out. It's a good-looking ball, just fading off. Has it got there? It has.
It's easy.
Done it beautifully. Stringer gets a goal. Subdued celebrations, the first for Ross's Auctions. Ross's Auctioneers and Valuers Auctions weekly at 453 Orong Road, Welshpool. Visit auctions.com.au.
Yeah, well, West Coast got the first inside 50, and I said, well, West Coast can't allow the ball to come out too easy out of the D50. It did. Essendon have gone and got the next 2 scoring shots, but he had to kick that. He was very confident when he went back. He was still 55 out when he was walking back, and he nailed it. So, as we see on the Harvey Norman replay, Shannon Hearn, he had to take the ball. Now, that's unlike him because he's usually very clean in the air.
Well, he made the decision to go for the mark, Shannon Hearn, and it didn't come off. Look, he's an experienced player, and you got to back him in to make the right decision. When it doesn't happen, you got to live and die by the sword. So he'll be disappointed with the result. I saw a little bit of a Conor McGregor walk off there from Jake Stringer. He gave it the little strut, little strut. He was pretty happy with that, Jake Stringer. Hopefully, he can show a bit of consistency this week, Jake. Been dreadful for 7 quarters the last 2 games.
Well, he's only just back into the side too. He's had a fairly lengthy period out. Draper going hard. Well done, Kelly. Grabbed hold of him. But Martin, he got a hand pass away. Dodging and weaving. Gee, I like how he moves. Beautiful pass. What a lead by Peter Wright. And he was ice.
But what about the move? Draper. But Martin just had a beautiful lateral movement.
Well, he got onto his preferred side and opened the ground up. But the goal source, the scoring source is Sam Draper.
Yeah.
Now, young Bailey Williams, he's got no second effort at the minute after the contest of the ball up. He has to follow this guy.
Well, Draper's coming off for a rest. Martin very light in his feet. He's like a boxer. He just tiptoes as the ball is sent towards goal by Peter Wright, and he's missed. And a behind. Been a regular goal kicker for his team this season. 29 goals already to his name, Will.
Tom Barras could not have been any tighter on Peter Wright there.
Beautiful kick.
It was just the Nick Martin special kick. couldn't have done much more, West Coast.
So Essendon to 1-2. West Coast are a point. As Callum Williamson let it go over his head pretty much. Darling got it, shoving it out to the wing, to the run of his teammate, who kicks the footy. Ryan. Inboard, he went to centre half forward and found Cripps. Low down flat pass to Kennedy on the lead in front of Ridley, and uncontested he takes the mark.
No substitute for class players. Liam Ryan didn't blaze away, looked inside, found Cripps. As you see here on the Harvey Milman replay, not many players can pull that kick off, because if you don't pull that off, it's going straight down the corridor and Essendon have a shot on goal.
He was running one direction, his eyes were looking the other, and he pulled it inside. Great kick by Liam Ryan.
Yeah, good ball movement by West Coast from defence to attack. Kennedy to take the kick. Western Bulldogs 10-10-70. Hawks are 5-9-39. They've gone 19 minutes in the third quarter around the grounds for Camera Electronic as the Kennedy kick is beautiful. Sails straight through the middle, and the West Coast Eagles get their first. Josh Kennedy's 705th career goal, is 19th of the 2022 season, and the West Coast Eagles draw to within a point. It's 1-2 to 1-1. Good game of footy here on your Friday night at Optus Stadium. Thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Great savings every day.
I spoke to Josh Kennedy about 9 days ago now. I believe he has his eyes on 700 for West Coast, Jacko. So that's his 705th overall.
Yeah, I think he kicked 22 with Carlton, so he's not that far away.
He's not too far away. I think it's even closer than that. I think he's got about 7 to go. So good start for Josh Kennedy. He looked good. He's looking agile.
Ball delivery in the forward line for both sides has been impressive. Elliot Yeo's causing Essendon a few problems. He's had 3 disposals, but he's had 2 from the half back line, and he goes straight away. He's fast play, and it's catching. It's giving West Coast some a good pace across the ground.
Kick 5 tonight, Kennedy. I reckon if he gets that sort of delivery, centre square, free kick going to Essendon. Stringer has it inside the centre circles.
Vince Kelly.
He kicked 11 goals for Carlton.
The kick towards full forward. Good mark taken by Bazzo. There's an example of what he can produce, the young man.
Great confidence there to take that.
He can mark all right. Don't worry about that.
Hits for Redden. Takes the mark defensive 50 or just beyond that point. So as Bazzo gets some game time, which is terrific. On the draft picks up towards the wing. Front man should be paid the mark here. West was there, but it was Caldwell who got himself into a good position.
Going to spoil that, don't you, Jack?
That's right. He knew that he had to make a contest there. He thought he could still mark it, but when you're second in line, just bring the ball to ground.
Short ball to Kelly. Only 15 metres, bare minimum, and the Bombers, really slow ball movement here. Driving in the right direction. There's a couple of Bombers up, and including Stringer, who didn't quite get enough purchase on it. Good tackle laid by Harry Jones on his opponent, and it'll be a ball up with Tom Barras getting to his feet. 30 out, Bombers attacking in. They lead by 0.12 to 1-1. Lots of bodies around this footy in the ruck. It's Bryan for Essendon. Comes out the back. Guelphy, West Australian lad, around his body. What a goal for Toyota Material Handling. That is a beautiful goal. Toyota Forklifts goal of the night thus far. 2-2-14, 1-1-7. And Guelphy, doesn't know this ground well, but knows this city pretty well. Kicks a goal from about 45 out.
Well, we look at the top of the stoppage. He was there by himself. No one came to man him up. And if you're going to win the contest, it was a quick handball back. There's the call from Martin, straight to Guelphy. He gets snapshot for goal. That's just poor setup by West Coast.
That's structure.
But it's not like they had no time to do it. No. They had plenty of time to set up. So some poor communication by West Coast defenders and mids.
I'll tell you what, so we talked about Draper pre-game as the Essendon Bombers' number 1 ruckman. Nick Bryan's a big boy, 204 centimetres out there.
Big lads, aren't they?
He is a big man. I'll tell you what, he's going up in the ruck against Jamison right now.
So let's see how they go. Jamison and Bryan. And Jamison beat him. Gets the hit out. Bryan goes after it though. Ground level, shoey little toe poke out to West. Back to Jamison. Ball bubbling around. Yo comes in. Grabs it. Got well tackled though by Perkins. Ball is now on the ground. Kicked out by Shield. Inside 50 for the Bombers. Oh gee, dropped by Barras. Gives Wright a chance. Tackled him. Stripped him of the footy. Now it's on the deck. Working hard Rotham. Paddled away by Wright. In comes a Bomber. Kicks it back inside 50. That was Martin. Oh, Barras did well. Well done, Stringer. Good contest. Down to Guelphy, I think, near the boundary. Was he pinged? He was for throwing the ball. So the West Coast, after good pressure, and that came in the end from Redden, he'll win the free kick.
Good pressure by both sides.
Yep. In the middle as well.
Noticed early when both sides get the ball in their forward 50, it's with pace. It's called manic football. Hard for the defenders to stop.
Go to defence at the back. Bombers win it. Hand pass Jones, couldn't quite take it cleanly. Shuey, ground level Will. Goes by hand to Gaff. Beautiful sidestep. Yo. Up to the wing. In fact, it was Ryan, big launch. Redmond's kick was run down. Cripps gathers the spill across to Gaff in turn to Jones. His kick through the middle is not great. It was intended for Red. Turnover time. Hand pass ends up with Shield. What's he like off the left? Oh, beautiful vision. Just checked the ball, gave it to Stringer. He's 48 metres out, no angle to speak of. Initially a great kick by Shield, but also Stringer, you just get the feeling he starts well.
Yeah.
The tone of his night is set.
Yeah, so he now gets his second mark inside 50. Gaff was trying to do the same thing to find Redden through the middle of the ground. It was that little toe poke kick that Dylan Shield executed well, and that's the difference. You've got to finish off your work if you're in the dangerous part of the ground.
Here's Stringer. Punches it hard.
He's already
and
off.
Straight. Never in doubt. He heads to the bench. Coles aghast, but the Bombers have 3. They're 3-2-20. And West Coast are 117 on the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Great savings every day.
Carl, you're not happy with that, are you?
What's the matter,
Well,
Carl?
he's playing well. He's got 2 goals.
You can't
The
stay out there the
game's-
whole quarter, though, Carl. It's a rotation, mate. That's I know they didn't do that in the 90s, Carl, but they do that now.
I sort of get it, and I don't. But
Will,
when you're running hot,
he was halfway
you just
through
stay,
kicking that
mate.
ball, and he
You stay.
started arcing off to the
Work
bench.
him over.
Mate, he's coming back from a hamstring, let alone every other player in the competition does it. You can't leave him out there all day like
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Will.
Soft.
Carl's no rotations whatsoever. He wants him to basically...
Well, mate, the game isn't going any shorter. It's still the same. It's their fault for making them run so far. The coach's fault.
It's a good goal.
If they had stayed where they are inside their attacking 50, they wouldn't get so tired, would they? Then their hamstrings wouldn't tear. Footy thrown up, back inside we go. Yeah, it makes sense though, doesn't it, eh? Scully's laughing. Imagine how much easier it would have been, Scully. A couple of kicks out of the middle.
I never came off.
Well, that's what I'm
I was
getting
stuck in the goal square.
Well, so is he half the time. He's hardly done anything. He's had a bungee cord attached to himself.
What's going on out
Through
here,
by
Carl?
Hine, kicks the footy long after a couple of bounces. Inside 50, up goes in front right, can't mark it. Rotham gets the crumb, immediately tackled by Jones, and the footy is held up.
Yeah, dominance to Essendon the last 5-6 minutes. 9 inside 50s to West Coast 2. So danger times for West Coast because Essendon, when they score heavily in a short space of time. 20-7.
The footy is tossed up. Bombers into attack. 3 goals to 1. 20 plays 7. That's the score. There's Big Brian. Hand pass it off to his teammate Hobbs. I like his style, the youngster. His hand pass went into the face of another youngster by the name of Hoff. You're going to get it back, Hobbs. Off to Brian. Brian's hook kick across the face of goal. Going at it hard. Oh, gee, almost a hanger. Is taken down there by the 22 in Durham. Ball is on the deck. Now it's an opportunity and a pinger is done, I reckon, here. Has he done a hamstring there? I was just looking at D'Ambrosio grabbing his leg. He's trotting away. Keep an eye on him, Tan, as Redden goes down to the wing and a good contest. And Hoff was tough and takes a good mark.
Gutsy mark. Didn't take his eyes off the ball. That's what football's all about, players like that.
Yeah, he's got absolute courage next to his name. Brody Hoff seen him play down at Peel as Kennedy on the lead. Langford with the spoil. He gets it back. Hand pass inboard for Ridley's okay. They can work it through the middle here, the Bombers. They do it pretty well. Shield again. Terrific vision. Just gives it off 15-20 metres down the line to Peter Wright. He doesn't think there's much ahead to go to, so he is tempted to, in fact, he'll use the man coming off the bench. Snelling. Well used. Sells some candy, gets off the outside of the right boot, inside 53. Eagles are up, no mark is taken. Little step around the body, came off the boot of Perkins. Across the face it goes. Liam Ryan should take the mark. He's deep in defence, so working up the ground a bit more this game.
And Waterman.
Sorry?
And Waterman. They're pushing players behind the footy tonight,
Well, they've
noticeably.
got 3 players their side of the 50 at the moment.
Here's Rotham, who has played a bit of ruck, by the way, this time last week for West Coast against Subiaco. So we'll interested to see if he does get a role at some stage, but he's in defence at the moment. Jermaine Jones has the footy. The lead is 13 in favour of Essendon. The kick spearing towards the middle was ill-directed. Heppel will mop this up on the bounce comfortably. Gets it across to Langford. He waits and then kicks back to whence it came. Now, will Peter Wright get a run at it? He does! And he takes the mark. And those extra centimetres come in pretty handy at times like that.
West Coast's skills have been poor tonight. What was good last week against Geelong was their skill level was good. It made them look quicker than they probably were running. Tonight there's been 4 turnovers that have directly resulted in shots on goal.
So they were going at 82%. Today they're just going just under 70 and the Bombers are going at 80%.
Peter Wright, it's out of Cider. 50 out. Kick, it's a shocker. Well, they could have them
They're lucky, aren't they?
on the ropes there. 3-3-21 to 1-1-7. And Peter Wright, albeit it's 50 metres out, he's a really good set shot. Should be doing better than that. That's on the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard.
Inside 50s, boys, are 10-2.
Yep.
West Coast have had 2 inside 50s in 17.5 minutes. They're not going to be winning too many games of footy if that is the case. They need to get those numbers up. Hearn goes to Bazzo, who pumps a long ball down to the wing position. And it is coming from behind Laverde. Got it to Shield, back to Laverde. Good run. And then he kicks the footy inside 50. Didn't really kick it to the advantage of Bryan, but Hearn knocked it away. Now Jones, hand pass out, Snelling, little chip kick, looking for his teammate down there in Hobbs. Couldn't take it. Going back towards goal. The Eagles defend to the line through Barris. And it is a rush behind to the Bombers. Doing all the attacking. 3-4-22 to 1-1-7. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard 882 6PR footy.
Redden, defensive 50. Barris did really well there. Could have easily given up a free kick, but Hobbs quite used his body effectively. Here's Jermaine Jones. Goes short inboard to Roth and missed him. Hang on, here's trouble. Hobbs gets it by hand. Martin, 45 out. Kicks. Perkins it was, misses. And he was 40 out. But see, the Bombers, they're 3-5. They should be 5-3 and game in all sorts of peril for West Coast as Hearn kicks down the line. He gets it back to Jones, who gets another opportunity. Does he outside defensive 50? In fact, it's Kelly who's got it.
That's another turnover to West Coast.
2 poor kicks by Jermaine Jones. 2 scoring shots to Essendon.
So 12-10-82 the Western Bulldogs. 5-11-41 the Hawks. That game late in the third quarter is a good mark is taken by Jack Darling. His second really nice contested mark tonight as he goes in the Kennedy direction. Ridley was alongside him. Now Rioli and Hine. Hine trying to weave away, but he weaves only to the boundary. And Rioli got hold of him and dragged him over the boundary line. And we'll see it tossed in.
That passage of play there, Jack Petricelli, he just waltzed in there with no real pace. That's his go. He's got to get dangerous in the forward line. Look at him at the back screen there. He's waiting for a handball or something to happen. He has to go in the contest, impact it, and make it happen.
Eagles third, inside 50, and it's straight out of there. The kick is out by Martin. Perkins has taken the mark. He looks to the corridor, looks for his teammate, running hard. Durham can't quite get there. It's knocked away from him. Petricelli almost did it. Threw out a flimsy arm instead. Then it's Heppel to Hobbs and now off to Merritt. Merritt kicks a ripper. And I tell you what, Petricelli's got to get his body behind the ball and bullock his way through. And in the end, he turned it over.
Well, I say no more. He had an opportunity in the forward 50 and he just cruised into the contest. Yeah, he was good there in the one-on-one. He won the contest. But then when it was there at ground ball to win it, Carl called it. Flimsy hand went in to try and get the ball out and he just got
wasn't good
pushed
enough.
over.
That was poor. Really poor.
So here is the shot on goal. And this from the big fella. Has he got it this time? He's happy. He's celebrating. 2-metre Peter has done it. And it is the Bombers 4-5-29. The West Coast Eagles 1-1-7. We are well into time on in this first quarter. There's 4.5 minutes to play in the quarter.
The West Coast Eagles have given up 9 scoring shots, but the back line of the West Coast Eagles will be absolutely ropeable with their team. They really haven't done a lot wrong. Tom Barras has had a couple of marks taken on him, all off the back of turnovers. Just poor football, and the other scores have been poor structurally setups from West Coast. West Coast backline hasn't done a lot wrong.
They've been very good.
The rest of the team has been poor.
Yeah, they've been good. Their back six have been well organised, but they've been under siege. When you get 14 inside your forward 50, and you've still got 4.5 minutes to go to a quarter time.
14-3 too. It's not like it's 14-10.
Yeah, 14-3.
This is very similar to games we saw against Sydney and so many examples this season as the bounce is conducted over the footy. Shield couldn't take it. West rips the footy clear. Shield appealing to the umpire. No love there. Heppel goes back with some courage. Darling was there as well. Here's Kelly. Gets a kick to pull forward. Across the face. Near the boundary line. And eventually, good tackle sees the Bombers defender go over and out. It'll be a throw in. Hine gets to his feet. And the pressure came from Petricelli.
Darling's looked very good tonight. Looks strong, quick.
2 nice contested marks he's taken.
Haven't seen much of the footy, as you said, inside 50, so they've had to be precise when they get in there. Jamison from behind knocks it down. Here's Cripps, slapping it near the boundary and eventually over and out. 10 Armstrong, any news boundary side for us?
All clear on the injury front. A couple of little niggles. Jordan Ridley, Bombers defender, he tweaked his AC joint early in the match, but he's stayed out there opposed to Josh Kennedy. And life without Jeremy McGovern has begun for the Eagles, so a tough night in defence so far.
Here's Cripps from the stoppage. On the bounce, it was protected pretty well, trapped by Kelly, enough to ensure that it goes through for a rush behind. Eagles up to 1-2-8. Bombers 4-5-29, Chemist Warehouse.
That was well done by Jake Kelly, because that's a dangerous ball coming in. He kept his eye on the ball and he attacked the contest. He got it before the ball could create havoc on him once it bounced on the forward line. So for young kids learning how to hit a ball that's dangerous at the top of the square, that's how you do it.
Speaking of the top of the square, Ridley, after a couple of possessions for the Bombers, gets it to Redmond, the kick, making Guelphy stretch, but he's kicked a goal tonight thus far. And enjoying coming back to Perth. The kick was terrible over the head and Sterling straight to Duggan. He comes back in ball with a pass, just the 15 to Redmond. Short ball for Rioli, doesn't get there. Redmond, well played. West intervenes, can't get it. Here's Hoff around his body. Darling wrestling, he takes the mark. It's paid. Extraordinary. A one-hander. Mark of the day for Foodworks. Shop local and save at your neighbourhood Foodworks. Talk us through that.
Well, it was just chaotic ball where Essendon turnover, so West Coast capitalised. Well done, West, followed up the work. Look at Hoff. He had a vision. He's got to open his vision tonight as Darling comes in for his first goal of the match.
16 for the season, no problem whatsoever. The Eagles have 2, they're 2-2-14. The Bombers 4-5-29. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Here's Jack Owens going.
Yeah, just the goal they needed. Essendon were about to clear the D50. It was a poor kick by Guelphy to Merritt, intercept by West Coast, and then they got their ball in. The order of the night is when you get the ball in your forward line with some pace, no defenders can defend that. And Jack Darling, he's been really strong. That's 3 contested marks he's taken.
And we're going to see some turnovers as well. I think turnovers are resulting in goals this evening. We're going to see a bit from both sides and who can capitalise. So Essendon haven't been able to do that. 4 goals 5 probably should be something like, 7 goals 2, 6 goals 3.
Should this been 50? Like he's taking the mark, right?
How's it get out of his hand?
No, watch this.
Absolutely, it should.
They should have been 50.
So 5 seconds after he's marked it.
5 seconds after the mark, he's knocked the ball out of his hand.
that was an unbelievable mark. Jack Darling on his knees, one hand.
That's a great mark. He's in touch tonight. You can just see it.
Marching back to 15 in the middle. Williams got a hand on it. Stringer was there. Shuey gets it out though off the left. Kicks towards the 50. Waterman uses his body. Takes a good mark. Wheels and goes. Heads towards full forward. Where's Darling? He's there, but it's knocked to the front. Draper couldn't get it. Williams around his body. Snaps, kicks, and misses. And they're the types of finishes that the Eagles need him to convert as the quick playback in by the
Bombers. Thought he had that, didn't he?
He celebrated.
He celebrated.
Redmond has to come back. There's a
score review.
Sure. The hand pass out of the square, I'm not sure anyways. Redmond has to come back and do it all again, but it's 2-3-15 Eagles. Essendon 4-5-29. Redmond heads towards the outer side. Kick finds Kelly up to the half-back flank. Here's ball from Durham towards the wing. Langford on the build here. Towards full forward, the kick. Right! And Williams was the man who was charged with stopping him on that occasion, and to be honest with you, I'm not sure he was the best option.
Yeah, Brasser's having a conversation with a couple of his teammates. There was a handover. There was a handover there, but a miscommunication, and Peter Wright, he just had a free run at it.
So a free-flowing opening quarter. The Bombers have got 4. They should have 6 or 7, and Peter Wright, the 5th of the night from 40 metres out. That is straight as an arrow. Bombers closing in on quarter time. Extend. They're 5-5-35. West Coast to 2-3-15. Margin back to 20. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard.
Well, the trouble is, Peter Wright's on top of Tom Barrass at the moment. It was a missed handover, but sometimes as a backman, you can't trust the ruckman to know what they're doing down there. We love the ruckman, play a big part of the team, but sometimes their head isn't screwed on like the rest of us. So Bailey Williams was told to go up and fly, didn't, but Tom Barrass was standing back there not really doing too much. So sometimes you can just impact that contest Peter Wright's a very good player too. He signalled this at the start of the game. He's had three shots on goal so far. Going very well.
West Coast, what's evident tonight, they can't defend the ground between the two 50s in transition. So from the back D50, when Essendon emptied out, they just too much leg speed, and West Coast can't defend it.
Sammy Draper up against Bailey Williams. Williams, that was a convincing knock. But clearance coming up for the Bombers, although Merritt's hand pass brilliantly gathered on the half volley by Hoff. He kicks towards Kennedy. Yes! Well done, young man. Great kick, great gather. And there's a glimpse of the future as Kennedy will go back from 30 metres and slot this goal.
He's been impressive tonight, Hoff. It looks like he's playing up on a wing. He gathered that on the fly, one take from the ground, delivered to a leading Josh Kennedy. He'd be happy with that, Eagles fans.
Yeah, his first two kicks were turnovers, but he's hung in there. He's worked himself into the game, and that'll lift his confidence because he's hit a target inside 50.
I'm not saying put this in the book, but put this in the book. 2 goals for the night for Kennedy. He's got 20 for the season. The Eagles had 3. They're 3-3-21. Essendon 5-5-35. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Let's check in with 10 Armstrong.
Yeah, a couple of injury concerns for the Bombers. Jordan Ridley just heading down into the rooms. He hurt that AC joint in his left shoulder very early in the match, so maybe going down to get some strapping or an injection. Ben Hobbs has also been in and out of the rooms. He looked like he was having a problem with his back in the warm-up. He spent a bit of time talking to the doc, so he might be tightening up in the back a little.
Good that Hoff didn't blaze away. Like, he's a young player still finding his feet. He'd be pretty nervous and keen and excited out there, and that energy and nerves forces you into rushing. And I've seen that in his play a little bit, but on that occasion he was composed, didn't blaze away, waited for Josh to create separation with his direct opponent, which he did, nailed the target. That was good inside 50. It's going to be a high-scoring game by the way it's going, boys.
14 points, Draper with the tap. Could have been held, perhaps was Shield, nothing doing there. Martin pushing the back, perhaps, yes. Get some treatment from Shuey on the way through, which probably have to be careful there. The captain, as Duggan takes it quickly and heads towards Hoff. So good first quarter by the young man. Not sure there's time for a score. 16, 15 seconds left. Any delay? Maybe a mark would be the answer here for West Coast. At the 50, Pack will set. Off hands. Hine couldn't take it. Now Waterman. He's tackled. His ball. That's over. Done. Thanks for coming. And it'll be quarter time. Entertaining, as we said, 8 goals kicked. The Bombers 5-5-35 over West Coast 3-3-21. Entertaining opening quarter, 14 points the margin. Stick with us. Glenn Jakovich, Will Schofield to run through their thoughts on the opening quarter for Chemist Warehouse. We're here for Kitchen Capital, designed and built in 4 weeks. kitchencapital.com.au. 6PR is football.
Tomorrow from 11:30, the Dockers return from the bye to take on the Blues at Marvel Stadium. Join Shane McInnes, Matt Grandlin and Brad Hardy for Perth's best coverage live. Because 6PR is football.
Solar Heart has 500 smart reasons as to why you should replace your old water heater with a brand new Solar Heart system. Here's just a few to get you on your way. 1, saving on your energy costs. 2, future-proofing your home. And more importantly, 3, cutting your carbon emissions. And to help you out, right now, you can get a $500 trade-in when you upgrade to any of Solar Heart's energy-saving water heaters. Get smart with your water heating and get yourself a $500 trade-in with a new energy-efficient Solar Heart system. Terms and conditions apply. You head online to solarheart.com.au to find out more.
Pamper your hair and win $20,000 with Schwarzkopf at Chemist Warehouse. Simply purchase any 2 Schwarzkopf products to enter the draw to win $20,000. You could also win 5 hair care gift packs valued at over $200 each. And with 40% off the Schwarzkopf hair care range, it's a great time to get your favourites. Available for a limited time at Chemist Warehouse, My Chemist and e-pharmacy stores. T's and C's apply. Chemist Warehouse. Great savings every day.
Every 2 years. If you're aged 50 to 74, you'll get a blue and white package from the National Bowel Cancer Screening Program. It's your free bowel screening test kit, and it could save your life. Here's what to do. Take it to the bathroom and put it right where you can see it. Not in a drawer, but on the bench top or on the toilet seat or in the middle of the floor. So the next time you have to go, you'll remember to use it. Please don't put off the chance to save your life. Get to it. Visit bowelcancer.org.au for more information.
There's Kitchens, and then there's Kitchens by Kitchen Capital, earning a 5-star rating for quality and customer satisfaction since 1997. Kitchen Capital offers commercial rates for all appliances, fixtures and fittings, saving you thousands. Not only do they do kitchens, but they also take care of bathrooms, laundries and whole home renovations. Fully managed projects with fast turnaround times. So why not invest in your home rather than the hassle of moving? KitchenCapital.com.au. They're here to take the stress and anxiety out of your renovation.
Massive end of financial year sale on now at Bayswater Mazda. With 150 brand new Mazdas secured and shortages for all manufacturers, you'd better be quick. Driving is better with Bayswater Mazda, corner of Guildford and Garrett Road. DL 25714.
I'm Howard Frank.
And I'm his brother Saul.
Our dad started our camera business 50 years ago.
And we still have his passion for photography.
At Camera Electronic, we service all your photographic and video needs through our highly trained team.
Trade-ins, repairs, rentals, training courses, and of course, sales.
Cameras, lenses, flash, lighting, printers, accessories, and much more.
Come see us at Camera Electronic,
324 Murray Street, Perth.
230 Stirling Street, Perth.
We also offer speedy delivery.
CameraElectronic.com.au. We love photography.
Proud partner of 6PR Football. Get the biggest brands at the lowest prices. Head to Chemist Warehouse today and save on big brands like Difflam ready-to-use sore throat gargle 200ml $8.99. Support your muscles and joints with Voltaren Rapid 25mg 30 tablets $9.99. Also on special is Codral PE Day and Night 48 tablets $14.99. And when allergies strike, try Telfast 180mg 70 tablets $29.99. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day.
The 2022 Toyota AFL Premiership season is brought to you by Kitchen Capital. Designed and built in 4 weeks. KitchenCapital.com.au. 6PR is football.
Comes out the back, Welby, West Australian lad, around his body, what a goal! For Toyota Material Handling, that is a beautiful goal. Toyota Forklifts goal of the night thus far is Hoff, around his body, Darling wrestling, he takes a mark! It's paid! Extraordinary, a one-hander. Mark of the day.
Welcome back to Optus Stadium. 5-5-35. Essendon plays 3-3-21. West Coast Eagles quarter time. Glenn Jakovic was here to look at the first quarter.
Thanks to Harvey Norman, the first quarter stats. Essendon pretty much dominating all around the ground. Disposals 87-68. Inside 50s 15-9 in favour of the Bombers. Their disposal efficiency is 79%, West Coast 69. We highlighted the skill error by West Coast. Contested possession and uncontested possessions. That's where the Bombers were really dominating around the ground and working hard. Marks 29-25 in favour of the Bombers. 6 marks, that's thanks to Peter Wright and Jake Stringer to West Coast. 4, Darling and Kennedy have had a couple as well. So intercept possession 16-13 in favour of the Bombers. Good game of footy. Individual stats, Scully.
Nick Martin's had 7, Merritt 7, Shields 7. So the Western Bombers are dominating that regard. Peter Wright's kicked 2 goals too, and West Coast, look, they've been around it. Young Brady Hoff's had 6 touches. He leads. All comers for West Coast. Gaff's had 5.
Tanya Armstrong, boundary side.
Yeah, Bombers defender Jordan Ridley, he's back out of the rooms. He's had that left shoulder strap. So he's in the goal square lining up on Josh Kennedy, keen to play out the match.
Entertaining opening quarter, 8 goals kicked.
Both sides have been prepared to take the game on through the middle of the ground. They've just pulled the trigger and got their ball inside forward 50. West Coast still ended up with 9 in there.
I wounn't want to be playing on Josh Kennedy with a bunged up AC joint. I'll tell you that right now. They're no fun.
We're underway, second quarter for Kitchen Capital. Good bounce in the middle. Neither ruckman lays a hand on it in the end. West Coast should get the clearance. Kelly just got the hand pass away. May have been taken high. Ryan bounces a hand pass for Shuey. He goes laterally by hand. Duggan, left foot ball. Kennedy charging. In front, well fisted. West, hand pass, taken by Kennedy, was knocked down. Nice fancy footwork by Hoff. Just about run down. Still the Eagles maintain control of the footy. Cripps just spears the footy low and hard. No mark taken. Hoff, off to Kennedy. Hand pass. Snap. Cripps. Goal! What a start for the Eagles in this second. For Toyota Forklifts, a goal of the night contender. Choose Australia's first choice for new and used Toyota Forklifts. Visit ToyotaMaterialHandling.com.au. essendon.com.au. The margin is suddenly back to 8 points on the second quarter scoreboard, which is Chemist Warehouse.
I reckon it's the best goal so far. It was labour intensive. They mucked around with it. Too many possessions for my liking in the forward 50, but they were aggressive with the contest. They didn't let Essendon empty the ball out with such ease. So they were really assertive when they were going their forward 50, and they were aggressive with the contest. I mean, young Hoff probably needed to get rid of it early. He's probably got a bit too much confidence after the first quarter form.
But he followed up.
And that's the important thing. A lot of them followed up. Josh Kennedy ended up getting a couple of possessions and a lead. And you saw Tim Kelly in there, Shuey as well. And obviously young Robbie West is going really well in there as well. So Connor West, should I say. Played with his brother Robbie.
Robbie?
Yeah.
Very good.
Ball back in motion. Draper wins it down. Eagles getting on top. Kicking some goals in a hurry. Perkins couldn't control it. Taken by Merritt, jams it on the boot, up to half forward. Yo couldn't take the mark. Jones does well. Gets the hand pass to the advantage of Hearn. He sweeps the hand pass. Beautifully weighted ball for Red, and the Eagles are up and running now. Up towards right half forward. Mark taken by Waterman. Loses his opponent. Hand pass towards the boundary line to the advantage of Ryan. Kicks towards full forward of the pocket. Kennedy had a 2-on-1, and Redmond gets fish to footy. Sees it over the line for a boundary throw in. The margin 8 points. 18:50 remaining on the clock for our friends at Collins House Online. Open your own portfolio of investment today. Boundary throwing about 25 out from the Eagles' goal.
So footy about to be tossed in. You okay, Jack?
Yeah, all good.
Ball tossed into play as Williams gets it down. Durham off to Guelphy. He just gets it out of there in a hurry. Down towards Bazzo. Paddled it to his advantage. Had a man running alongside. That was Jones. Missed him. Good tackle, though, laid by Jones. And he holds up.
Had to be holding the ball.
Just blow your whistle. That's holding the ball.
He spun him around twice.
Yeah, well, it's probably whether he had prior.
He did have prior.
Well, I think he's judged it as he didn't.
Well,
so
we've told him he has.
Yeah, you see it differently. Shuey, we often do, don't we? Here's Rioli coming through. Hand pass to Duggan. Duggan onto the left. Spearing pass. Kennedy, well done. Punched away by Ridley. He's got a nice spoil, hasn't he? Off to Heppel to Hind. Down and now downfield kick to teammate Hobbs, who's perched on the wing.
He's very sore. I don't think you'll see the rest of the game.
That was a good spoil. That was an
great
unbelievable
spoil and great guts.
A bit like Dustin Fletcher. He's just got that uncanny knack of getting that extra little bit of stretch as the kick goes downfield by Guelphy to Jones. And Jones has outmarked his opponent there in Yo as Jones kicks a long ball down to the goal square. Good crack at a Draper. Hearn coming through, left it behind. Bailey Williams picked it up and shoveled it out to his teammate in Cripps, who kicks the ball outside defensive 50, but Redmond's there. Oh, he didn't save the day, Waterman. Pesh pressured him out of it. Now Kennedy feeds it back into the path of West. Bumped by Hobbs, goes to ground. Immediately tackled. West somehow got a kick away while he was laying on his back, but Redmond got it. And across he goes to his teammate. Kicks the footy out wide. Durham. Off he goes to the overlap run of Heppel. Kick to 2 metre Peter. Oh! Did Shuey give away a free kick? Probably did. Wasn't called.
Yes, it was. Chopping the arms, I reckon. He came in from the side, so it must have been an arm chop, because I reckon it's a good contest if he's hit him in the side.
I don't reckon he chopped the arms. I just reckon he took him out.
He hit him in the side, and he's called chopping the arms. That's not chopping the arms.
That's not chopping the arms, and he's allowed to compete for the ball.
That was competing for the ball.
Well, you can compete at the contest.
Are you not allowed to put body on another player?
He pushed him. He wasn't going for the footy.
But he's going to the contest.
Have a look at the
rewrite the commentary.
If you can't reach the ball, what else do you do? Just let him mark it.
He shouldn't do that. But he's giving him a free kick. I think it was justified. It's whether he can now kick the goal. 2 metre Pete hasn't been that accurate tonight. And guess what?
Ooh.
He's missed that one as well. Away to the right, slewed off the side of the boot. 5-6-36 the Bombers, 4-3-27 the Eagles. Kitchen Capital scoreboard, designed and built in 4 weeks. kitchencapital.com.au.
That's his 5th shot on goal, Peter Wright. So he could have had 5. I think all of them kickable goals.
Ball back towards the wing. Eagles pressing Laverde up with a thump. Ground level. That was well done. Kelly found a way through. Langford in his 100th game. Bryan just loads up, heads towards Wright, who won't get there, I don't think. Barris thumps at the bouncing ball, spill, and it's taken by West. Interesting there, Laverde went the fist. Now Heppel, short ball, about 40 metres in fact, and Snelling has it 52 out from goal. So Bombers, geez, they've wasted some footy. Certainly Peter Wright has. It could have been a big first half for him. Top of the square, the kick goes. Yo chops it off, takes the marker. It's a bit predictable at that point here for the Bombers, and Yeo has the footy just outside the goal square.
This is actually how Elliot Yeo earned his reputation and respect at the footy club at West Coast Eagles, playing in the back line, taking marks like that. I like him in the back line. He's been looking good.
Shallow kick. Good mark by Laverde. That's for Foodworks. Shop local and saving your neighbourhood Foodworks. Wasn't spectacular, but had to show great strength as he goes laterally.
Forced re-entry into their 50 here, the Bombers.
Kelly.
In a row.
Still outside 50 as Shield. He's 55 out. How do you pinpoint one here? Now, Wright will be the obvious target, but has he got another trick up his sleeve? Good-looking ball. Top of the square. Wright was there. Couldn't take the mark. Ball bobbling around there. Stringer's a danger. Will it come out? It does. It momentarily stays alive, but then Yeo's happy to see it through for a rush behind. So the Bombers to 5-7-37. And the Eagles 4-3-27 on the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Great savings every day.
Yeo's got kick-out duties as well, so he's well entrenched in the back line. Elliot Yeo taking the kick-outs as well.
Yeah, 22 disposals last week, playing a defensive role, and 9 marks as he kicks a long ball out in the Laverde direction. Had a good piece of it, didn't end up dragging it down. Darling working at ground level. Back it came to Kelly. Kelly to Brian. Brian turned it over. Redden for West Coast. Goes to Waterman back on the wing, and he was into his face was Redmond, and yes.
That was a late call.
Well, I think it was communication from the umpire down the field who played the free kick. So it was the right free kick in the end. Redmond was in his face, goes towards Rioli, knocked away from him. Redden now near the boundary, wasn't able to keep it in play. Played for a free kick, wasn't coming. And Laverde, I think, will pick himself up and run away, and the footy will be thrown in.
Jack Darling, again, terrific contest on the wing. Couldn't mark it, but he brought the ball to ground, and instead of a re-entry, it's now a boundary throw-in right near West Coast forward line.
6-0 in the third quarter, Doggies and Hawks. It's 15-11, 8-11 now, so the Doggies in control, 7 goals in front as a restart here. It's Jones through the corridor, switches the play out towards Waterman, who's at left half forward for West Coast. He let it bounce probably once, 2 more, and Guelphy got hold of him, gave it to Hoff, but Waterman and Hoff combine well. And Waterman's kick is good for Duggan, who's still 60 out, so he hooks one inside 50. Rioli, little push on Heppel, got away with it.
How soft is Heppel there?
Yeah, he got away with it there, but
it was early. That's why he got away with it. It was early. It was almost too early for a free kick, and Heppel wasn't expecting it, and he created the room.
Yeah.
Great mark.
I'm with Cole. I think Skeet said it. Heppel had to be a lot stronger there. He just got to back it back into it.
So Rioli is only about 25 metres out, and this to bridge the margin back to only 4 points. Willie Rioli on the runway with the white boots on tonight. Rioli has nailed it. So we have 5-7 to 5-4. The West Coast Eagles move to on that Kitchen Capital scoreboard, designed and built in 4 weeks. Will Schofield.
Brady Hoff has been impressive tonight. There's another contest over on the wing, one-on-one contest. And he was composed. He made a couple of errors early in the game, didn't he, Jacko? But he was composed again, took his time, got the ball to Jake Waterman, who gave it to Liam Duggan, who delivered a terrific ball inside forward 50. And really took it.
He's up to 9 disposal, Jake Waterman up to 6. They've been pretty impressive, those two. They're causing Essendon a few problems just with their running, carry and positioning, and their work rate, getting to the contest. They competed for that ball on that outer wing and gave themselves each a 1-2, and then got it in their forward 50. As we see on the Harvey Norman replay, there was a slight nudge there. We've seen worse or less given.
Connor West also impacting the game strongly at the coalface. He's had some big one-on-ones inside the stoppage. He's doing well.
So new bounce, Brian down to Shield, off to Brian onto the boot, floating kick towards the 50, doesn't go inside with the bounce. Oh, well done, Martin, knocked to his advantage, hand pass to Hobbs, well tackled though, run down. That was by Jones, and the West Coast Eagles Yeo, who barges his way through, has a running defensive bounce to the defensive 50. He slides a kick towards the wing. It'll pounce okay, will it? Oh, Brian, what a spin, a little pirouette. His pass isn't great though, falls at the feet of Kennedy. Big man, the veteran does well. He pumps it towards the goal square, but he flower bagged the top of the goal square, and then a free kick to Laverde. Darling was hanging on, and Jack's not happy with that.
Josh Kennedy.
That spun forwards. That spun absolutely forwards off his shin, Josh Kennedy.
Yeah, he didn't kick it right. Here's a chance for the Eagles. Cripps has taken the mark. He chips in front of Merritt. That was a poor kick from deep in the back pocket there by Hine. And the Eagle will take a shot from 40 directly in front.
Lost a bit of composure here, Essendon and West Coast have sensed, an opportunity. a few players are really starting to stand up, and it's the younger brigade. Elliot Yeo's run from the half-back line, run and carry with pace and delivered the ball.
Looks good.
Looks good.
So the best he's looked for a couple of years, to be perfectly honest. Elliot Yeo had all those issues with his groins. Here's Cripps, head over the footy. West Coast are in front, can you believe it? Gold umpire, give us the all clear. And West Coast 6-3, 39 to the Bombers, 5-7, 37. They have not taken their opportunities, the Bombers, and now West Coast are making them pay on that Kitchen Capital scoreboard.
Well, and Carl, you're always big on this. West Coast are leading the contested possession in this quarter. First time for a while they've been winning the contested possession count. I know the quarter isn't done yet, but that only comes through work rate. And they're winning it at the source, and it's reflective on the scoreboard. They've kicked the first three of this quarter.
You called it in the first goal West Coast kicked at this quarter. The intensity, the work rate was there, and that's continued for the first half of this quarter, and it's got them in front. Essendon couldn't capitalise in the first. Now West Coast are taking their chances. Can they finish off this half and continue their strong momentum, which has been driven by the intensity around the contest?
Essendon, they're flaky, so this is a chance for the Eagles to mount a real challenge as this ball will be recalled by the umpire.
Another goal to the Hawks. They've kicked 5 in this quarter. Bombers have kicked, the Bulldogs have kicked 3. It's now only a 30-point ball game, 15-11 to 10-11, but they've gone 21 minutes final quarter.
Caldwell taken down. Could be done for holding the ball, not to be. Shield, tackle, and wins it for holding the ball. It's touch and go, and Perkins will take the free kick as he drives it inside 50. Barris with the spoil at the spill. Jones can't quite reef it free, and he's done for no. Had to think it was holding the ball. Umpire gave it that motion, and it said no, I'll bounce it or ball up about 45 out.
He was giving it the wind up, the umpire saw that too. With the double arms going.
Yeah, Jones was worried there. Snelly in the boundary line. Did he dive on the footy? Jones is with him. That's the Jermaine Jones from West Coast, a ball up.
Essendon have got a loose behind the ball here, almost too loose actually.
Williams and Draper. Draper grabs it, kicks it out of bounds with a full. Big man trying to do just a little too much on that occasion. Ruckman-like behaviour there. He's tried to snap it over his left shoulder, he snapped it over his right. So Redden's got the resultant kick back into play. The Eagles lead by 2 points. Here's Redmond, unopposed, takes the mark. Williams has got to be better than that. He has to compete, at least bring it to ground. He got lost in transit on that occasion. Here's the kick out for Langford. He takes the mark, 55 out from goal. Kelly stands the mark. Again, it's all centred around 2-metre Peter and what he can provide, but what else is there for Essendon? Hot spot. Barris is there. Oh, there's a mark. Beautifully taken. Well, we say he's the option. Why not when he's taking grabs like that? It was a double grabber, but he's 15 out directly in front. This to put the Bombers back in front. And outside of him, the Bombers don't look like kicking a goal too regularly.
Yeah, they're going to need to find another goal kicker on another avenue. Look, he's in great form and I think coming in for his 6th set shot for goal.
You've got to put body on him, Jacko.
Yeah.
Peter Wright's having a great season, but he's notoriously been prone to body work early. You have to put. He just ran up that and jumped at it. His corner's
He's kicked 2 goals, 3 tonight. This should be 3-3. He drives it through. Bombers back in front. They've got their 6. They're 6-7, 43. Eagles are 6-3, 39. Second quarter for Chemist Warehouse. And we've gone 14 and a half minutes on the Collins House online clock.
Yeah, they've had 23 inside 50, so they're still getting a lot of ball in there. Even in this second quarter, they're still winning the inside 50 count. West Coast are winning the quarter. They've had 7 in this quarter to West Coast 5. So West Coast have been a bit more efficient. But on the Harvey Norman replay, you've got to take body on Peter Wright there. You've got to not allow him to have a free run at it, as we see on the replay. That's just textbook 101 man-on-man contest.
Yeah, Bazo engaged with him and Barris had the run at it. He just couldn't quite spoil the ball away because...
But he wasn't touched, though. He did not get touched on his way to the... He's 200 centimetres. He's going to mark it every time.
Yeah, he's a big man.
Get body on him,
Got to get the run and jump, get over the top. So Draper and Williams gets the tap. Draper gets the footy though. Oh, in fact, he left it behind. So Shuey comes back and ran into his teammate. There, his own teammate Redden goes to ground, and then Shield was able to hold Shuey up. So footy will be thrown up adjacent to the centre circle. 30-point lead to the Western Bulldogs for Camera Electronic. They love photography. Great savings to be had there. Head online, cameraelectronic.com.au as the West Coast Eagles kick goes inside 50. Darling came up hard. Rioli hack kick, rolls it forward. It's in no man's land. D'Ambrosio takes possession to Langford by hand, who thread ones back to the defensive goal square to Kelly, and Kelly goes short to his teammate in Durham. Sammy Durham. Working mainly in defence today, but he has snuck forward a few times this season. Booted the 3 goals for the year. Only in game number 19, so fledgling career has Duggan near the boundary. And pretty solid since he's come back into the side. Liam Duggan, one of the mid-age lead of the football club these days. Footy is out of bounds. It's the Bombers by 4 points. Kitchen Capital scoreboard, design and build in 4 weeks. kitchencapital.com.au. 9:52 left in the half here on 6PR Friday night footy. As Brian and Williams, Petrocelli to Shuey, kick inside 50, but Kelly is too good in the air in front of Jamison, takes the mark.
Got a bit of courage on that occasion as well to Ridley. Keeping an eye on his health. Short ball to D'Ambrosio. In the back pocket. Indecision. Takes something off the kick, but it's pretty good for Langford. Smooth mover. Game number 100. Bombers by 4 points. Lateral ball out wide. Hind has it. Got some options, but it'll be down the line he heads eventually. Hoping for a marking target. Draper out of position. Barris threw himself forward. No whistle on the play. Draper tries to go off the deck. Didn't do too bad a job. Grabbed by the package. Springer. Hand pass. Just got away from Guelphy. Idea was right, but the ball didn't sit. Boundary throw in. They've got a territory win there. It's about the 50-metre mark outside the goal from which Essendon are attacking. They lead by 4 points. Good quarter for the Eagles. 50 out. Bryan and Jamison all socket forward for the Bombers. Stringer foxing for a kick, got it to Shield. Guelphy, impossible angle, the kick across the face, and he's put it out of bounds on the full. So that's come to naught. Hit the behind post, and Brett Bazzo will take the resultant free kick for West Coast.
So he goes in short to his teammate. The Doggies about to score another goal. Norton with a mark in the goal square. Will be 6 goals in front. So the Doggies will be home after a slow start. A good finish. Footy is punched by Bryan to his teammate, ruckback teammate in Draper, Heppel. Good contest with Gaff, and well done Jones. Used some pace, accelerates. Tight situation. Kick not bad either. Found his teammate Waterman in the middle. Man screaming for it. Cripps. Further afield is Darling. Darling just has to wait. And he does. And he's going to go back, Jack Darling. He could have played on. He would have been under immediate pressure, and he'll go back and take the shot from 45 metres directly in front.
Great decision, Jack Darling. Just go back. You're a key forward. You pay to kick these goals. This is in his range. This is bread and butter. Didn't get sucked into the hype and the momentum. Now he's just got to go back and nail it.
So his 5th disposal, his 4th kick. 1 goal, 1 for Jack Darling so far tonight to join Cripps and Kennedy with 2. The Darling kick. He's leading, and it works. It works. He's got 2, and West Coast have got 7, and they have the lead. 7-3 plays 6-7. It's only a couple of points, but the West Coast in front. 7:29 to go in the half. Kitchen Capital scoreboard.
Hey, Will, when West Coast exit the D50 on that occasion, Jermaine Jones, he found Waterman. Waterman, 3 players really had to contend with, but Waterman and Hoff, their height is troubling Essendon's mids on, I guess, turnover or in transition, and took a nice mark. Jake Waterman, as we'll see on the Harvey Norman replay, but yeah, and then his mindset was to play on straight away.
They are moving the ball quickly, West Coast. When they do mark it, they're looking to kick straight away. Waterman's playing that high half-forward role, which I think he plays best in. He's always had a great motor. He's a good mark. He's tall. He's a key position player, but he's able to run like a midfielder, and I agree with you. Hoff's playing very well on the wing too.
Goal to Bailey Dale. 7 goals in front. The Doggies over the Hawks. 2 minutes 41 to go.
Restart here. Merritt goes to ground. Shuey wins it. Eagles getting on top here. They only lead by 2, but they've got Essendon on the back foot. Kelly inside 50 ball out the back. Petrocelli can't quite grab it. Ambrosio, the kick. Well, Jones will have to be good here. Well, he did pretty well. He realised it was too fierce, the kick, so he just ran Gaff underneath it, taps it forward. Well played, young man. Across to Caldwell. The kick up towards half forward. Barris's up and down, out the back, Guelphy. If he can get there, he's got a man on. He does. He flicks it out the back, Draper. Here we go. The big ruckman. Can't keep it alive. And there's the difference. Essendon just fumbling their way inside 50. No clean footy there, but going back to Jones, that was excellent.
Shannon Hearn had him lined up from a long way back. I reckon he could have got him, but just pulled out at the last second.
Because of a report, you're saying? Potentially. Okay, restart. And here's the Bombers through Merritt. Got it from Shield. Up towards full forward. Getting across. Oh, Marcus dropped. Guelphy will snap this up. 20 metres out round his body. Bombers back in front. I've got a feeling it was either Duggan or Bazzo that dropped the mark, and as a result, it just set up beautifully for Guelphy to snap his second at 7-7 to 7-3. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard.
Adam Simpson won't be disappointed with that, like what Bazzo did on that occasion. Came off the line and went for it. We see on the Harvey Norman replay, he's just got to finish it off. And it's high risk, high reward, but the mistake is that he dropped it because he's not strong in the body yet.
Peter chopped his arm.
Actually,
away.
You're right now on the Harvey Norman replay.
If you have a look at that, it should have been a free kick.
And Luke Shuey was asking the umpire, how about the chop in the arm? Anyhow, the decision's there. It's been made off. He should have probably clunked the mark.
Arm pulled away. Tan, what's going on down there?
Yeah, brave effort by Bombers defender Jordan Ridley to play out the game. Whether he does or not, I don't know. That left shoulder is really bothering him. He followed Josh Kennedy to the bench. He's back on the ground now. He's at full-back, but he can't hardly lift his left arm. So we'll keep an eye on him, but he's been very brave.
He has been brave. That's since he did it down here on the wing. He's been certainly feeling that as Shield with a hand pass to Brian. And Brian's kick across the body has been marked by Duggan, so West Coast holding up so far. It's a 4-point ball game. Kitchen Capital scoreboard. There's fighting going on in the match between the Hawks and the Doggies for the last minute. There's still 46 seconds left on the clock there for the team at Camera Electronic. Update the final score for you shortly as West has taken the mark out on the wing for the Eagles.
Sicily and Liberatore going at each other. Does that surprise you, Carl?
Nah, doesn't surprise me at all. 19 goals to 11 though. It's an 8-goal lead to the Western Bulldogs. And super impressive in the second half as Darling, who's kicked 2 goals so far tonight here at Optus Stadium, kicks a long ball inside 50. Up goes the pack. Kennedy almost off hands, comes down to Gaff. Now it's in no man's land. Hine got hold of it. I reckon he would have wished he hadn't because Rioli just threw him into the turf. And the Bombers are held up. 30 out from the Eagles' goal. Ball thrown up. Williams pulls it down. Merritt gets it though. Tripped over. Pelled to Rioli. And from point-blank range, he kicks a goal of the night for Toyota Forklifts. New and used Toyota Forklifts. Visit ToyotaMaterialHandling.com.au. Easy goal to Rioli.
Rule number 1, don't make a mistake in the last line of defence if there's a Rioli hovering very close by. Zach Merritt slipped over. They're all into him.
He fell over. He fell over the ball. The ball dribbled out with a Rioli. Does not need a second invitation to dinner. Just took it off him. Left foot dribble under a smothering Essendon diving player. Thanks for coming.
2 ordinary sides playing a very entertaining game of football.
Yeah, absolutely. It was always getting to me because they're both coming off decent games of footy last week. They haven't played decent years, but they played decent games last week. So it's been entertaining, hasn't it?
100 points already.
High scoring.
Absolutely, as it is at Marvel Stadium tonight.
Could be 1st to 15 tonight, Carl.
Nah, won't be. You watch. Oh, can't wait for that. The record player. 2-point lead. Eagles back in front. Change of lead a few times in this second quarter as Williams goes against Draper. Draper wins it down. Stringer couldn't quite, but he might have tapped it beautifully to Caldwell, who drives the ball in the right direction. Bit of holding on. Free kick. Goes back to right.
Against Barras. Well done by the umpire. Picked it up.
No, it wasn't against Barras. It was down the ground. Tim Kelly putting pressure on the kicker inside 50 and the off-ball umpire calls it.
A relay free kick?
That's right.
Okay.
Don't think it was there either, if you want my opinion.
So it should be 4 first-half goals.
West limping down there. 10. Keep an eye on him.
And another change of lead. This bloke, he holds the game in his hands, I reckon. 30 out, slide angle. And seriously, how can you miss like he has tonight so regularly?
They should be 5 goals in front. Yeah, all through him.
7-7, plays 8-3, Eagles by 2 points. As the ball comes back into play in the back pocket, Yo's got the footy.
So it's 3-4 now, individually, hasn't he? 3-4? and one missed. I reckon completely.
It's still not as well.
It is.
3, 4, 7 shots for goal, Carl.
And the flags are limp. They are just hanging right down the flag poles if you have a look out on the stadium.
Oh, it's a bit dewy, Carl.
Nah, it's not, mate. Laverde marking it fine. Hine receives it from Merritt. It's all over. Western Bulldogs win 19-11-125 to Hawthorn 12-11-83. So margin there 42 points. As we've got 4 minutes and 18 seconds left on the Collins House online time clock as the footy goes towards Essendon's attacking 50. Langford can't quite get it in there. He's brilliantly tackled by Petrocelli, who needs to keep doing more of that. Little 1%ers, working hard. He's working alongside Merritt at the moment. As Williams for West Coast pulled it down. Perkins, though, for Essendon gets it. And he's immediately tackled. No prior opportunity. And the footy will be thrown up. Inside the Bombers attacking 50. They've edged it inside there. Draper, big slap, hard, towards his teammate. Stringer got it from Snelling. And he was stripped of the ball by Hearn. Picked up by Bazzo. Kick doesn't go very far. Here's Nicky Williams. Hand pass back for Langford. Just outside 50. Kicks it towards Jones. But in the hole is Yo. And he takes the defensive mark. The Eagles defender.
Yo goes defensively to Barris. Back pocket. 3:36 remaining. Back to Yo. Top of the square. Ball to play on. Golfy tries to corral him. Yo kicks a long ball. Lots of Bomber jumpers there. But off hands. Shuey taken high. Funny, they bagged Joel Selwood last week, Eagle supporters, for doing exactly that. When their captain does it, it's a different story. Good kick by Yo, by Shuey across to Duggan. Should be a goal, really. Because Waterman has got Kennedy by himself 40 metres out near the boundary, takes the mark and a shoot on goal.
Good transition. Right.
Good switch.
Yeah.
And fast play. West Coast, that's been their motto tonight. Play on at nearly all costs. Take the game on. And it's been exciting for him.
He sometimes snaps these. I think he's just a little bit too far
outside his range, yeah. And he's a little bit older too.
You said that.
He's 34, probably hasn't got enough punch in those legs. He's going to snap. He's going to snap. He's going to prove me wrong.
So 45 out, Kennedy bends it magnificently. That's why he's a legend of the game.
I've got to swallow my words.
Forget Jacko, forget Scully. This is all about Josh Kennedy, and he kicks one to put them 7 points up. Nearing half-time, Eagles flying for once in 2022, and the Bombers, well, Peter Wright, they're behind because of him, essentially. 7-8-50 to 9-3-57 on the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard.
Suck on that one, Jacko.
He's not that old, all right.
I just seen him. He just said, suck on that one, Jacko.
Yeah, he did, and I'll swallow my words there. Great transition, and once again, Jake Waterman. He was the one that delivered the ball inside the forward 50. That must be the message. Get it to Jake Waterman, because he's causing Essendon a lot of problems in the air and on the ground, but also his run and carry. So fast ball movement by West Coast, the best I've seen them all year. 7 points lead with only a couple of minutes till half-time.
Waterman's had the 8 disposals. It seems like he's had more of an influence than than what he's done with it. The position he's got the footy, playing an integral role in the ball movement for West Coast.
Checking with Tanya Armstrong in just a moment. Draper, well, he's winning it a bit, but he almost got done for holding the ball. Their ball jarred free. Merritt allowed to kick it inside 50. Up they go, no mark taken. Jones slaps it clear. They've only got one option, let's be honest, and that's Peter Wright. Without him, they've absolutely got nothing to offer Essendon tonight. Inside 50 ball, Draper threw himself at it. There's high contact from Rioli. There's coming back a whistle to Essendon.
Against Luke Shuey. He took second possession.
In fact, it's Merritt who's got the football.
And he dragged Merritt down.
Goes to the pocket. Stringer launched himself. Bouncing ball out the back. A boundary thrown, but shut down right here and tell me what they've got, Skull.
Yeah, not a lot. The Bombers are filthy. They wanted that ball to the top of the square, which is where it should have gone. They kicked the 30-metre kick out to the boundary with no real chance of marking.
Well, Stringer kicked 2 in the first quarter, but he's been unsighted this quarter, Skeet, so they've got to get him in the game.
Draper gets rid of Williams, shins it not far. Shield, here's a chance. Martin received it from Snelling, and he misses by a mile to the right-hand side. So 7-9-51, plays 9-3-57. It's a goal margin, and Essendon should have, could have, would have. They're not in front, they're behind by 6 points. Kick in by Hearns of Beauty, finds Redden.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we've seen Stringer come in and out of a game, would it? I mean, he was walking around like he was old Conor McGregor when he's kicked the goal. He's had 6 touches. He's done nothing in the second quarter. What a shock.
Rioli heads back to the middle. Have to be a good kick. It is for Kelly.
He's had a quiet game. This is only his 6th disposal, so he needs to have a big second half. If West Coast are to go on and win this, Tim Kelly plays a big part.
Duggan. Essendon, trust me, they are ready for the picking here. Waterman has to sit underneath it, unfortunately. Big punch came from Ridley. Bounces over the top of about 4 players. Redden slaps it inboard. Idea was right. Duggan, great tackle. Ball and all, no prior. Bounce inside the centre square.
Don't like that tap.
Yeah, no, take the ball. There's a little bit of
Duggan
fancy work there.
Duggan did it. Watch this. He attacked the ball, took the tackle. Got to do it.
Draper slaps it forward. Here's Stringer. So on a minute to go. He got the hand pass away. Now Shield, that's good vision. Comes inboard. No one to go to, Snelling. So he gets it to Corwell. Unguarded goal square. All about the accuracy. And he misses to the left. Seriously, they are butchering the footy like you wouldn't believe. Here's Tanya Armstrong.
Yeah, Eagles midfielder Connor West, he did come to the bench hobbling a little. He's had a bit of work done on his lower legs. He looks okay. He's sitting back down.
Here's Jermaine Jones back pocket. Last minute of the second quarter. On the Collins House online clock. Ball in dispute. Point of the square. Left half forward for the Bombers. Have they got one more chance? They tried to sock it off the ground. Merritt was there. Hand pass dangerously by Redden. Inside ball. Gathered by Corwell, who got it from Guelphy. He hooks around his body, right's out of position, bouncing ball out of bounds. What's the inside 50 tally, by the way? Have you got those numbers?
Inside 50 is 31-21 in favour of the Bombers. They've had 16 in this quarter.
But dysfunctional. Well,
losing the quarter.
They're actually just inaccurate, aren't they? They're just wasting opportunities. As Draper from the restart tries to slap it behind. Kelly was there. Here's Shield. Steps past one, steps past the second. Hit and hope hand pass. Heppel, siren sounds. Eagles in front, and so they should be, because the Bombers with Peter Wright and those who've missed goals, that's inaccuracy at its finest. 9-3-57 West Coast. It's 12 scoring shots to them, 17 to the Bombers. They lead by 5 points on the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Stay with us, Jacko Scully, to give us their thoughts at half-time. For Kitchen Capital, 6PR is football.
Next Sunday from midday, the Eagles head to the MCG to take on the Tigers. Join Shane McGuinness, Bruce Eva and Brad Hardy for Perth's best coverage live.
Because 6PR is football.
There's Kitchens, and then there's Kitchens by Kitchen Capital, earning a 5-star rating for quality and customer satisfaction since 1997. Kitchen Capital offers commercial rates for all appliances, fixtures and fittings, saving you thousands of dollars. Not only do they do kitchens, but they also take care of bathrooms, laundries and whole home renovations. Fully managed projects with fast turnaround times, so why not invest in your home rather than the hassle of moving? They respect your home like it was their own, and they're here to take the stress and anxiety out of your renovation. Head online to kitchencapital.com.au.
Get the biggest brands at the lowest prices. Head to Chemist Warehouse today and save on big brand vitamins like Nature's Own Super B Complex 75 tablets, $13.99. Stock up on Wagner Vitamin D3 1000 IU 500 capsules, $15.59. Also on special is Microgenics Omega 3 Triple Strength Fish Oil 150 capsules, $16.24. And Go Healthy Magnesium Sleep 60 capsules, $19.49. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day.
If you're an RAC member, visit Lordman & Pank and get $100 off prescription glasses and prescription sunglasses when purchased as a complete pair. Offer ends July 17. Minimum spend $350. Exclusions and T's and C's apply. Lordman & Pank, we care for eyes.
Every 2 years, if you're age 50 to 74, you'll get a blue and white package from the National Bowel Cancer Screening Program. It's your free bowel screening test kit, and it could save your life. Here's what to do. Take it to the bathroom and put it right where you can see it. Not in a drawer, but on the bench top or on the toilet seat or in the middle of the floor. So the next time you have to go, you'll remember to use it. Please don't put off the chance to save your life. Get to it. Visit bowelcancer.org.au for more information.
2002 Bidiga 22, Bidiga 24, 24, now 25. At to 25, going once, going twice. Sold to another happy bidder at Ross's Auctions.
Do you have surplus assets or cash flow concerns? Or are your business contracts nearing completion? Ross's Auctioneers and Valuers conduct more auctions in more categories tailored to your gear. Contact us today for an obligation-free consultation or valuation of your assets. You can find Ross's Auctions throughout the state with permanent locations in Perth, Kalgoorlie and Karratha. Log on to auctions.com.au. DL5681.
Hi, I'm Saul Frank.
And I'm his brother Howard.
We're a couple of big kids.
And we like to share our toys.
Come see us at Wanderlust by Camera Electronic,
where we have Perth's biggest range of outdoor lifestyle tech.
State-of-the-art gear.
Drones, underwater drones, e-foils, speakers, robotics, pet tech, e-go-kart.
Don't forget e-scooters, e-bikes, underwater scooters, headphones and portable power.
Newly moved to 324 Murray Street, Perth.
Wanderlustperth.com.au.
Power your next adventure.
Proud partner of 6PR Football.
Incontinence affects 1 in 10 men in Australia of all ages. That's about 6,000 blokes at the footy when Optus Stadium is full. This may stop some men from getting out and enjoying life as they can't dispose of their incontinence products. That's why this World Continence Week, Continence Foundation of Australia is advocating for incontinence disposal bins to be installed in male public toilets across Australia. Go to binsforblokes.org.au to pledge your support. Bins for Blokes, an initiative of Continence Foundation of Australia.
The 2022 Toyota AFL Premiership season is brought to you by Kitchen Capital. Designed and built in 4 weeks. kitchencapital.com.au. 6PR is football.
The Bombers through Merritt. Got it from Shield. Up towards full forward. Getting across. Oh, Mark was dropped. Guelphill snapped this up. 20 metres out round his body. Bombers back in front. Waterman in the middle. Man screaming for it. Cripps. Further afield is Darling. Darling just has to wait. And he does. And he's going to go back. The Darling kick. He's leading. And it works. It works. He's got 2. Half time here off the stadium. The Eagles are in front by 5 points over Essendon, 9-3, 57 to 7-10 at 52. For West Coast, Kennedy has 3, Rioli with a couple of goals, and Peter Wright with 3 goals, 4 next to his name. Guelphy has 2 goals. It was a 6-2 second quarter by the Eagles. Our half-time program brought to you by Cancer Council. Cancer Council is encouraging people 50 plus to get to it and do the bowel screening test. Mark Reddings, Carl Langdon, alongside Glenn Jakovich and Will Schofield as they wrap up, our experts, the first half of footy.
Thanks, Skeets, and thanks to Automaster Stats. The Bombers still leading a lot of the possessions around the ground, but one thing that was notable in that quarter that we identified was the skill level of Essendon really dropped. A lot of turnovers, and their disposal efficiency that was hovering around 80% is now around the 70% mark, whereas West Coast was 62 at quarter time. They've lifted it to 76%. Will, so inside 50s 31 to 21 and still in favour for the Bombers. They won the inside 50 count by they had 16 in that quarter, so one more than they had at quarter time, yet still lost the quarter. West Coast kicked 6 straight to Essendon's 2 goals 5, so they're extremely inaccurate, and plus there was one out on the full there that Ben Hobbs had a shot on midway through that second quarter. The hit-outs, clearances, centre clearances and centre stoppages, all in favour of the Bombers. Contested possessions, they've had 20 more than West Coast, and 15 more in uncontested possession. So their work rate around the ground is really good at Essendon. The inside 50 count is strong, but they gave it up in that later half of that second quarter. Marks inside 50 back in favour of the Eagles, 8-7. Marks around the ground, pretty even, 52 to 49 in favour of the Bombers. Intercept possessions, 32 to 29 in favour of the Bombers. Have you got the single stat winners there? Who's dominating out there, Will?
Certainly do. Some Automasters stats. Look, there hasn't been a lot of dominating players out there, but if I look at some individual possession getters, Dylan Shield leads all comers, 15 disposals. He's had 6 kicks, 9 handballs. Elliot Yeo's been impressive again in the half-back flank
9
position.
rebound from the back 50.
9 rebound. I reckon he's had 4 intercepts, marks, 6 in total, 14 touches, 11 kicks, and he's taken the game on. He's taken yardage when he's got it. Kelly from Essendon has had 13 touches. Merritt's had 13. Duggan 10. It drops right away there. So there hasn't been huge possession getters. No one dominating the game, but there's certainly been some big, impactful players. We've mentioned him a few times in the coverage. Jack Darling, one of his best games of the season, 2 goals, 1, 6 disposals. I think Brady Huff, he started really well. He's been playing on a wing all day. He's had 9 disposals. And I've really liked, and as of you, Jacko, Jake Waterman's work. Yep. High up the ground, getting up, involved in the play, 4 marks, 8 disposals, playing a really important role for West Coast right now.
He's kicked a couple of goals last week too, Jake Waterman, so he's putting 2 games together in a row. But West Coast 4 main goal kickers is Kennedy Darling, but Rioli's kicked too, and Jamie Cripps has kicked too. So the old brigade is amongst the goals, whereas Essendon, you've only got 2 metre Peter, who's had 7 shots on goal. I think he kicked one out in the full as well. I mean, Stringer kicked 2 in the first 10 minutes of the first quarter, unsighted virtually in that whole second quarter. So good arm wrestle. West Coast fought back into it. I just felt their ground ball winning ability intensified in that quarter. They lifted that standard. But I just felt Hoff and Waterman through the middle of the ground, they were contesting their own ball, winning their own ball, and then go. Fast play on at all costs. That must be the message from the coach, to play free-flowing football, feel good about yourself, get your confidence up, get your mindset really good, and take the game on. And West Coast have looked pretty impressive when they've done that. But Essendon, they let the door open a bit. Their turnovers in that second quarter really cost them. They've had 30 more disposals, yet they're trailing West Coast by a goal, and allowed really West Coast to kick 6 straight. There was about 3 or 4 of them from Essendon's poor turnovers out of the back 50.
West Coast lead the game, but Essendon have had 7 more scoring shots. The ruck battle's been an interesting one. Draper, the more experienced one in there. At centre bounce, both Williams and Jamison have been jumping over the top of him, but he's getting them around the ground. So he's had 14 hit-outs to Williams, 8, Jamison 3. Not a great impact from Jamison so far, but they've got the 2 going against Draper, with Brian tapping out as well in the Essendon ruck department. It's been a really interesting game. Midfield of both sides getting plenty of the ball. But the intensity of each side has dictated how each has gone. I think Essendon held it in that first quarter. They couldn't convert. West Coast take over in the second quarter. They can convert and they find themselves in the lead.
5-point lead at half-time. Our half-time wrap brought to you by the Cancer Council. Cancer Council is encouraging people 50+ to get to it and do the bowel screening test. 9-3 plays 7-10. The Eagles by 5 points. Let's head into the 6PR newsroom with Erin Harwood with our news headlines.
Good evening. Police investigating a serious crash this morning in Dianella are looking for witnesses. A white Toyota Kluger heading south on Dianella Drive hit a curb and crashed into a tree about 20 to 9, injuring the driver, a 64-year-old woman, and a 5-year-old passenger. Anyone who saw the crash or has relevant video should contact Crime Stoppers. Notorious WA paedophile will remain in custody before his next court appearance after allegedly breaching a strict supervision order just 2 days after being released from his most recent jail term. Police allege Bradley Pendragon came into possession of images of children in contravention of one of 62 strict conditions. He'll stay in prison on remand until he faces court again next month. In basketball, Wildcats forward Luke Travers has become the first Perth-born player picked up in the NBA draft. He's been taken by the Cleveland Cavaliers at pick 56. A clear night tomorrow, a mostly sunny 19 degrees. More news after the footy.
Tomorrow from 2:30, the Cats clash with the Tigers at the MCG. Join Matthew Cox, Jordan Cornelius and Daisy Pearce for every second of the action live.
Because 6PR is football.
What does it take to have stadium quality lawn at home? It takes a Positively Green approach. For just over $50, you'll have the Positively Green team of experienced lawn keepers taking care of your lawn using only top quality products. There's 3 packages to choose from: Warrior, Hero and Legend, all guaranteed to give you amazing results. Maybe you're not looking for a monthly plan. No worries. Positively Green do a number of one-off services like an on-site lawn health consultation, a reticulation audit, lawn renovation and more. Just head to their website for a list of services to get your lawn looking fantastic and the envy of your neighbours. Visit positivelygreen.com.au.
Get the biggest brands at the lowest prices. Head to Chemist Warehouse today and save on big brand beauty like Byron Bath Salts 500-gram range $7.99. Nourish Skin with Sukin certified organic rosehip oil 60ml $14.97. For sensitive skin, there's Dermaveen Extra Hydration Gentle Wash 1.25 litre $16.99. Pamper yourself with new Guess Seductive Red 75ml $34.99. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day.
2002 bid to get 2-2, bid to get 2-4, 2-4, now 2-5. At to 2-5, going once, going twice. Sold to another happy bidder at Ross's Auctions.
Do you have surplus assets or cash flow concerns? Or are your business contracts nearing completion? Ross's Auctioneers and Valuers conduct more auctions in more categories tailored to your gear. Contact us today for an obligation-free consultation or valuation of your assets. You can find Ross's Auctions throughout the state with permanent locations in Perth, Kalgoorlie and Karratha. Log on to auctions.com.au. DL 5681.
I'm Howard Frank.
And I'm his brother Saul.
Our dad started our camera business 50 years ago.
And we still have his passion for photography.
At Camera Electronic, we service all your photographic and video needs through our highly trained team.
Trade-ins, repairs, rentals, training courses and, of course, sales.
Cameras, lenses, flash, lighting, printers, accessories and much more.
Come see us at Camera Electronic.
324 Murray Street, Perth.
230 Stirling Street, Perth.
We also offer speedy delivery.
CameraElectronic.com.au. We love photography.
Proud partner of 6PR Football.
Whether you're kicking off or kicking on, Crown is the place to be. Get your friends together at Crown Sports Bar and watch all the big game moments, all the thrills and all the glory live on big screens with big atmosphere made for big time catch-ups. Enjoy a delicious pre-game feed or post-game drinks at the Merrywell, your go-to for good times. For game day made electric. Live a little at Crown. Drink responsibly.
Plumbing has you seeing red. 1-3 RITZ. Electricity is dead. 1-3 RITZ. Trains are doing in your head. 1-3 RITZ. Put all those to bed. 1-3 RITZ.
I'm Steve from Ritz Plumbing and Electrical. I don't sing because I'm focused on fixing up your family's hot water, plumbing and electrical issues. If you've got any, knock it on the head and call
1-3 RITZ.
Bayswater Mazda have secured 150 brand new Mazdas of all models. With current shortages being experienced by all manufacturers, these won't last. Massive end of financial year sale. Secure your new Mazda today at Bayswater Mazda, corner of Guildford and Garrett Road. DL 25174.
The 2022 Toyota AFL Premiership season is brought to you by Kitchen Capital. Designed and built in 4 weeks. kitchencapital.com.au. 6PR is football.
30 out from the Eagles' goal. Ball thrown up. Williams pulls it down. Merritt gets it though. Tripped over. Palmeriali! And from point blank range, he kicks a goal of the night for Toyota Forklifts.
Waterman has got Kennedy by himself, 40 metres out, near the boundary, takes the mark, and a shoot on goal. Kennedy bends it magnificently. That's why he's a legend of the game.
I've got to swallow my words.
Forget Jacko, forget Snowy. This is all about Josh Kennedy. Half-time wrap thanks to Cancer Council. Cancer Council is encouraging people 50 plus to get to it and do the bowel screening test. Players coming back onto the ground. It's a 5-point lead to the Eagles over the Bombers at Optus Stadium. Thanks for your company. For Kitchen Capital, designed and built in 4 weeks, kitchencapital.com.au. Let's see if Tanya Armstrong is back in position and ready to update us from the boundary on any injury news or anything you've spotted during that first half, Tan.
I'm just eating a snake. Thanks for catching me.
I gave you as much notice as I could with that intro.
I need a bit of sustenance. I did Brekkie Radio this morning. It's a long day. All good on the injury front, apart from Jordan Ridley, the Bombers defender, who aggravated that AC joint very early in the match. He's had it strapped. He's been on and off the ground a bit, but he's bravely playing on, and he's out there doing the warm-up. So all clear on the injury front apart from him.
Thank you, Tan. Boys, you mentioned the efficiency of the Eagles in that second quarter as opposed to Essendon, but the game pretty evenly.
Probably their best quarter of the year. Obviously, they would have had a good quarter against Collingwood in round 2, but a little bit of continuation from last week's return to form with some players. Tim Kelly, he needs a big second half. I know he was out with illness last week, but he's looked really. Second to the footy, only the 6th disposals, but here's an opportunity for him to really work hard and get amongst the play. So just get back to the basics, the percentages, get his tackling game going, and win some inside football and just dish it out. He's trying to run and carry, but he's just lacking that little bit of spring that first game back. So how's your Essendon player going? Pre-game, was it who did you?
Peter Wright.
Peter Wright.
Yeah, would you take 7 shots on goal? For
definitely, I think you're winning that. Yeah, I went Luke Shuey. Boots has been pretty solid. Only the 8 disposals.
It sets itself for a really intriguing matchup the second half right here. Essendon v West Coast. Both sides are not going well. They both sit down the bottom of the ladder. They haven't had a good start to the year, but you can impact the rest of the season by how you play out, how you improve, how you work together, and you can work towards how next year looks right now. That's actually what happens here. That's how you can improve. You can take form from one year to the next, and it starts right here for both of these sides. So although there isn't a lot of play in terms of finals contention or how the rest of the season's looking, a win here for both teams will provide that confidence that may be able to springboard them to continue on for the rest of the year. Essendon started better than West Coast. West Coast have brought back the intensity we saw last week against Geelong. Can either team grab this game by the scruff of the neck come the start of this third quarter?
Yeah, well, both sides are under enormous pressure in the media, given their pre-season expectations, and they've failed to deliver on that. So West Coast and both Essendon, they have got a lot to play for. After this round, they've got 8 more matches, and careers are on the line, and future pathways are set for players going forward who's going to take their respective teams into 2023 and beyond.
A warm welcome to our listeners via 3AW in Melbourne off the back of a big win to the Bulldogs over the Hawks at Marvel Stadium tonight. 42 points. It's close here at half-time. 5 points the margin. And if you've just joined us, Josh Kennedy with 3 goals for West Coast. Peter Wright with 3 goals, 4 for the Bombers. Big second quarter by West Coast, kicking 6 goals to 2. Both these sides, as we know, languishing near the bottom of the table. Mark Reddings alongside Carl Langdon, Glenn Jakovic, Will Schofield, Eagles premiership players, are our expert commentators tonight. Not a huge crowd this evening, Friday night footy, but you'd say in excess of 35,000. And this game set for a terrific finale with a high-scoring start to the contest. 7-10 Essendon 52, trailing West Coast 9-3-57. Our half-time wrap coming to a conclusion thanks to the Cancer Council. Cancer Council is encouraging people 50 plus to get to it and do the bowel screening test. Here's Carl Langdon on 882 6PR 3AW Football.
Looking forward to this second half. Our third quarter is for Shell v Power. Can get away this weekend, particularly with the school holidays on and up and about. Shell v Power 98, the premium fuel designed to deliver unbeatable protection. Fuel the feeling with Shell v Power. Details online. Here we go. The lights are on. We're ready to go. Third quarter about to get underway. Good game of footy. 9-3 to 7-10 if you've just joined us. And we are back in action. Welcome to all those people through Victoria. For all the Bombers fans who are tuned in through 3AW, as up goes Draper over the top of Williams, knocked it down. Kelly for West Coast in front, Caldwell. Kelly burrows in, gets a kick away for the Eagles towards half forward, but Redmond did well. Knocked it to his advantage in front of Cripps, gave it off then by hand to Martin, who retreats with a hand pass to Heppel, who threads one back through the corridor to the run of Shield, and then Heppel came past on the wing, who kicks it now to half forward, but the kick falls in short of the intended target, Jones. And the opposite Jones, Jermaine Jones for West Coast, is able to take the mark. Now they try to switch the play, the Eagles, so they'll come out towards left half back through the hands of a couple of defenders. Barris to Rotham. Now Rotham is held up. Got a man in short, Rioli, decided not to use him. Would have been probably the better option. Petricelli, though, does well. Fine failed to make the ground to spoil the ball away. Now he kicks back to Hearn.
Has it. Left half back wants to come inboard. No, he decides to go back to the top of the square. Josh Rotham takes the mark. And he, in turn, flirts with the idea of going long, just eases the ball in the direction of Jermaine Jones. Couldn't take the mark. He does well to get back to a contest, though. Ends up with, for a set of hand pass with Shields, who kicks in the right direction. 2 to beat. Barris is there, takes the mark, and Essendon a one-trick pony tonight when it comes to going inside 50. They've got their man Peter Wright, who has had 7 shots on goal, but the Eagles now starting to realise it's a double-team situation. So Hearn gets it, goes back to Doug in back pocket by foot.
It really looks like they've got no other option going inside 50.
Well, Jake Stringer's the one. He's started the game like he was going to kick 8.
Up to the wing, the kick goes. Harley Williams there. West, we threw it.
Yeah, hold the ball.
Yep, either or. It's a throw, it's a ball, and it's going to be a free kick to Merritt, I think. Or is it going... Yes, it will be Merritt, who shaped a hand pass, and he just kicks it inside 15 metres, is it, to Caldwell. It's paid. Back to Merritt. Here's Wright. Well, they've been searching, looking, and he's taken the mark on the lead about 35 metres out. They had to be precise with the kick, and they were exactly that.
All right, so Liam Duggan, Tom Barras are working in tandem there on a smaller player and Peter Wright Tom Barrass handed over to Peter Wright to Liam Duggan, and Liam Duggan just didn't play on him. Did not go near him.
I'm not sure that's the right hander.
Well, but if it happens, you just got to go, Jacko.
Yeah. But Bailey Williams was down there as well, so
let's see if the yips are getting bigger or not. He's kicked 3-4. That's a better looking drop punt. Bombers are back in front, folks, by a point. 8-10-58 over the Eagles, 9-3-57 on the third quarter scoreboard for Shell v Power. Some nice build-up. And again, Peter Wright, he is the man. If he is to guide this side to victory, he might have to kick 7 or 8.
Yeah, he might. There's a clear tactic by Essendon to try and split up Tom Barrass from his direct opponent. Now, if that does happen as a teammate of Tom Barrass's, you need to get the job done or get back to your man so Tom can get back on Peter Wright. It clearly hasn't worked. Peter Wright's had 8 shots on goal, so Essendon are making this work.
Bailey Williams had to cut that off. He has to work harder to that contest. He's the one that's dependent upon.
Well, it's about supply, and at the moment the Bombers are getting it, and if Wright keeps having shots, they're going to be winning it. I can tell you that. It's 8-10 to 9-3. They're in front by a point, 33 inside 50s to 21, and the marks inside 50 now are 8 all. So that's one area where they haven't been able to take advantage as much as what the Eagles have been able to. Rioli to Shuey. Shuey to his teammate in Williams. Williams to the run of Kelly. He runs to 50. Low flat pass. Kennedy missed him. And Kelly for Essendon has taken the defensive mark.
His decision-making tonight, Tim Kelly, is off.
Goes in short to Merritt. Merritt's kick ordinary. In no man's land, it's in dispute. Yo picks it up, hand pass, close quarters, Shuey, onto the boot, floats one forward, but it's a turnover. And it is Ridley, who hurt his shoulder, his AC joint, where he's a little bit testy. Heppel receives it from Shield, kicks to half forward. Guelphy went too early, couldn't drag in the mark. Rotham got it, wished he had, immediately tackled. And the Bombers are able to hold the footy up on their left half forward flank. 60 out from goal. 58 to 57 here on our Shell v Power scoreboard. 6PR3AW footy.
Draper takes clean possession, then hoists it high towards full forward. Hearn was there at the spill. Jones did well. Got it to Hoff. The young man impressive tonight. Kicks wide. Darling opposed to Laverde. Laverde got a fist on the footy. Now great tackle by Laverde. Dumped his opponent in Petrocelli. Darling further up the ground on the wing. Gathers. 3 Bombers are drawn to Darling. He flips the hand pass over the top to Rioli. Kick inside to Waterman. He'll kick from 45 directly in front. Explain to me as defenders how players get out the back so easily against the Bombers.
Well, that play in particular, Jack Darling was one-on-one with his man in Hind, and Redmond left his man to come and help. Jack Darling beat both of them and was able to get it out the back to Willie Rioli, who used his great vision to Jake Waterman in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, if you're going to go 2v1, you got to win the contest on that occasion. They did it, and this guy here is causing them a lot of problems through the 2 50-metre arcs.
Waterman 45 out to make the margin 5. He's done that. The Eagles are back in front. And this game, which has no bearing on the top 8, but has a bearing on the reputation of both these clubs. Shell v Power scoreboard. And the Eagles lead by 5 points. 10-3, 63 to 8-10, 58. What is it? 13 scoring shots to 18. They lead.
Yeah, look on the Harvey Norman replay. Jack Darling, his touch is back. He was down last week, but he's slowly getting his mojo back. And his ground ball work there was really, really good. He stayed over the contest. He didn't lose his feet, which is really important, and then kept the ball alive. And played inside 50.
Everyone forgot about Jake Waterman. There was 2 blokes on Josh Kennedy, none on Jake Waterman standing in the middle of the ground.
Well, if you're not going to pay him respect, then you hit up the right target there, and Willie Rioli didn't blaze away. Very good decision maker. 9 disposals, 3 inside 50s for Jake Waterman, his first goal. Kicked a couple last week, so he's now amongst the goals in recent weeks.
So a couple of lopsided contests so far. Melbourne over Brisbane, and the Bulldogs 42-point winners over the Hawks for Camera Electronic tonight, as the footy gets kicked by Stringer. Going early, Barris knocked it away from right, down for Martin. He couldn't get through this time. Kicked a ripping goal earlier. Kelly out towards his teammate in Redden, and West Coast assume control for now to Waterman. Streams upfield, couldn't quite hold the mark. He wants a chopping of the arms. He's going to get it.
You like call.
So Kelly,
called it high.
Who's stunned, he goes down, Kelly. He wanted to remonstrate, but he knows that if he is too demonstrative, that the umpire is going to ping him for 50 metres. So he showed pretty good self-control. as Waterman goes back. Inside defensive 50 to Rotham to Barris. Now Barris has a bounce and now kicks for Hoff. Closing down, though, is Heppel. He's able to get his hand to it. Knocks it to the sanctuary of the boundary, and it stays on half forward on the right flank for the Essendon Bombers. 10-3 to West Coast, 8-10 to the Bombers. 5-point ball game, and it is all happening on the Shell V-Power scoreboard.
Dylan Schill up to 18 disposals and Elliot Yeo up to 15 for
Ball
West
tossed
Coast.
in, Jamison, Bryan, comes back to Jamison. How do you dispose of that? Maybe a foot on there. No, holding the ball is the call. I thought it was a little suspect with the way he got rid of it, and the umpire thought it was illegal, full stop. Free kick. If Bryan brought into the side this week. Guess what? They're heading to you-know-who. Wright sets himself, won't take the mark. Ball punched away. Kelly sits under a bouncing ball. Guelphy is there as well. Cripps does a little tap down to his teammate. 45 out, they scrap for it. Hurried ball out of there by Gaff, straight to Redmond. He spears it, good kick. Oh, gee, almost a drop mark. 40 metres out. I'll tell you what, there was a bit of heart attack central there for the Bombers because he could have blazed Redmond, but he turned, kept the eyes towards the central spot, and he's got Martin, who has kicked a goal already tonight.
No, he hasn't. He's kicked 2 points. He missed a couple of shots. I thought he kicked one. He had a couple of simple shots too, so he's been a little bit like 2 metre Peter. It hasn't kicked straight.
Well, the distance is 45. The angle, there is none. It's absolutely dead straight in front. Played the grand final at this venue. Off the stadium for Subiaco in the WAFL. Martin for another change in the lead. It's a better looking ball. It's a good looking kick. Grabs the jumper with pride. Punches the air. The Bombers back in front. 9-10-64. The Eagles 10-3-63. Shell V-Power scoreboard. Third quarter action. We've gone 9 minutes on the Collins House online clock. Here's Will Schofield, Glenn Jakovich.
It was a clearing kick by the Bombers coming out of the stoppage, by Eagles, should I say, coming out of the stoppage. Kick it directly down Redmond's throat, standing in the middle of the ground in a good defensive position. He went quickly. Good vision. It was really good vision.
Yeah, like what Redmond done on that occasion. And Nick Martin had a couple of fumbles in the last 5 minutes and nearly fumbled, well, he fumbled that chest mark. So for his confidence, go back and kick the goal. He's certainly been one of the rising stars of this year, nominated in the early parts of the year after kicking 5 goals. Down to Tanya Armstrong. Gaff is in a bit of problems down there, Tanya?
Yeah, he's just come off. He's getting a bit of work done on his left hip, so he looks in a little bit of discomfort. Hopefully they can free that up on the sidelines.
Kelly to Jamison. West Coast going forward. Tamara Armstrong there with, of course, the medical news. Thanks to Pilot Medical. We'll get some more info as we come to hand. D'Ambrosio goes in short, but he was cut off by Waterman. He intended it for Kelly. Waterman goes to Cripps, and Cripps has taken the mark. Plays on quickly to the lead of Ryan, and he marks 45 metres out on a slight angle.
It's really interesting to watch them live.
Yeah, it is.
Very, very leg ropish.
But West Coast, every time they take a mark, they're looking to kick straight away. Look how quickly Jamie Cripps looks for a better option, pulls the trigger quickly, and you're right, leg rope action there from the Bombers.
Both play similar, to be honest.
Yeah.
They push right up the field and they leave the back door open, and if you've got the pace and skill to get back, you'll execute well, and Ryan does. So the quick reply back for West Coast. So they've got 11-3, 69 to 9-10, 64. West Coast back in front. Seesawing contest it has been for the most part of the last 2 quarters on that Shell V-Power scoreboard here. Friday night footy, 8:82, 6PR, 3AW footy.
Yeah, Waterman intercept possession mark on the outer wing and then goes quick and found Cripps. Cripps, as you alluded to, Will, that West Coast identify that Essendon play a little bit loose and then play on at all costs, and Cripps just turned around and found Liam Ryan. But likewise, what Carl said as well, Essendon West Coast play a very similar brand. You can score heavily against these two sides.
Let me ask this, Carl, while we've got you, Automasters. Yeah. What's the Eagles' highest score this season? I reckon they'll be getting pretty close to it as we speak.
I think they've doubled it.
Well, I'm not sure about that. But anyway, it's one for the... I think it must be Collingwood, I'm guessing, off the top of my head. But here's the restart. Bryan and Williams comes down to Corbell. Well tackled. Somehow broke the tackle. Shield. By hand. Perkins. Towards full forward. Barris takes the mark. He's shielded out of it. Peter Wright. And they've worked it out, I think, at the moment. There's only one option for Essendon. They are a one-trick pony at the moment. As the kick comes wide from Shuey. Redden couldn't take it cleanly. Langford near the line. He guides it over the line, and he's been penalised. The crowd affirmation's got it. No question. That is a crowd affirmation free kick. And West has the free kick.
Eagles' high score was in round 1, 12-8, when they lost to the Gold Coast to kick 16-11.
Yeah, well, that's going to be beaten tonight, you'd think, as West sidesteps after the free kick. Williams charging at the footy, bought the spill, flicked over the top for Essendon. Valverde put his head down, so no free kick, and rightfully so. Darling, hand past Kelly, tried the fend off. Now he's in trouble. Redden, he's mobbed. And no prior opportunity there. Good contest near the boundary line. It'll be a throw in.
And their highest score is 14-3 in a similar game to this when they beat Collingwood, who were inaccurate away from home. So this has got the makings of that right now, because Essendon have been very wasteful in front of goal.
Like a pre-season match with how readily they're scoring at will here at times. As Williams at ground level, shinning it forward was West for West Coast, but it's out of bounds again near the interchange gates.
The West Coast conceded 16 against Gold Coast, 15 against Freo, 18 against Sydney and 25 against Richmond, 16 against Melbourne and 25 goals against the Western Bulldogs.
Boundary throw in Bryan and Williams. Bryan did pretty well. Hasn't got a midfielder to help though. Caldwell. Guys on the footy. West did really well across to Gaff. Eagles going forward. They're starting to really put the pressure on Essendon inside 50. If they get it in there, it'll be a score. Not quite. It's shied away from the area, and Leon Ryan can't keep it alive. 50 metres out from the Eagles' goal. They lead by 5 points on the Shell V-Power scoreboard. On the sheet amongst those sitting on watching the game. Of course, a late out.
The lowest score an opposition team has kicked was last week, Geelong 12-9, Skate.
Here's West again. He's just grabbing it and doing something with it now. Throwing the body back was Rioli. Umpire ignored it. It was theatrical, so too Ryan. That was a head throw back as well, so no free kick. Redden spears the footy. Great kick. Mark taken by Cripps, and that's why the Essendon defence, inside 50, they're scoring. Not a score. Forget about it. They have got very little defence. Will Schofield.
Well, I mean, Essendon's doing the same thing. They're just scoring it behind. They're not getting goals.
Yeah.
This will be West Coast's 15th scoring shot. Really efficient so far.
Well, 11-3 is good goal kicking.
Yep.
And it's 38-24 inside 50 in favour of the Bombers. So it tells you a bit of a story.
Efficiency though. Cripps kicks another one. Margin 11. Bombers in trouble. Friday night footy. It's 12-3. Game over if you're Carl Langdon. And Essendon languish on 9-10-64 the margin. Only 11 on the Shell V-Power scoreboard. Good game of footy. Entertaining if nothing less.
Said pre-game with Rioli and Ryan back in the side. They just create opportunities. Didn't they threw their head back and feinted for the free kick, but they kept the ball alive. And then Jack Redden, instead of blazing away and kicking, maybe could have had a shot on goal there. He looked back inside and it was laser-type delivery at the top of the square. So it was a bit of a junk ball in there, but they created something out of nothing. There was mass numbers. Essendon should have killed the ball out of there. So keeping it alive with dangerous forwards, always going to keep the ball in a dangerous situation.
Well, first team to 12 goals wins, and the Eagles are there. Can they keep?
They are 10-1 from set shots to 7-5 tonight.
Williams to West, tackled by Shield, stripped to the footy by Merritt, and the umpire said play on. Kick goes out to half forward for the Bombers, but Jermaine Jones for West Coast beats Hobbs in the race to the footy. Gave it back to Hearn. His kick is a turnover. Durham's going to play on. Sammy Durham kicks his footy towards the attacking 50. In fact, it was touched. Guelphy got the loose ball. Jarred free in the tackle from Rotham. Sock it off the deck. Kick towards right. Knocked it down. Here's Perkins. Yes! Ripping running goal of the day contender for Toyota Forklifts on the rebound. ToyotaMaterialHandling.com.au, and the Bombers have got 10-10-70 to 12-3-75. Back to a 5-point ball game here on the Shell V-Power scoreboard.
Okay, what's the crowd not happy about? There's boos there. Was there a missed free kick? Something that happened up the ground. Some boos happening. I thought Tom Barras did quite well. He was right up Peter Wright's backside as the ball came inside 50. It was a soccer off the ground. He spoiled it too well in the end. Straight down to Perkins.
Wow. Was it maybe on Guelphy when he got tackled and the ball was stripped out? I don't know. Right there.
Oh, it was a throw.
See that?
That was a throw in front of the umpire.
For Harvey Norman. That's what they were unhappy about.
That's what they were unhappy about. Thanks to Harvey Norman, because he gave us that behind the goal vision. Otherwise, we wouldn't have seen it.
The fans saw it. Get your tax time essentials at Harvey Norman. Your shop online or in store. Comments from Glenn Jakovich and Will Schofield tonight here on 6PR 3AW Footy for Kitchen Capital. Hope you're enjoying it. Here's Shield. Turn it over straight to Gaff. He was immediately tackled by Merritt. Hand pass goes out to Hoff. Hoff got hold of it well. Gave it to Shuey. Out to Duggan. Duggan wants the left. Can't get it. So then he goes on to the right. Nice kick. And in the end, it's been marked. Not enough flight on it for Ryan. It's been marked intercept by Redmond. It's been a pretty good touch.
Got to be better there, Liam Ryan. He guessed and hoped that ball was going to carry.
Redmond down through the hands of Jones to right and off to Hobbs, and he's going to advance the youngster. Off to Perkins, who got on a minute ago. He's going to get run down. Oh, he shook off the tackle of Rioli. And then he misses. He misses. Bad miss by the youngster. Bombers have been peppering and missed all night, though. Not uncommon. 10-11-71 to 12-6-75. It's a 4-point ball game now on that Shell V Power scoreboard.
Had players wide open all through the 50 then. They wanted to handle through it, though.
Yes, it was interesting on it as Hearn goes into the back pocket. Mark taken by Jermaine Jones. Heads up to the wing. Williams, almost the mark. Did pretty well at ground level. Scurries the ball off the outside of his boot. Darling attended to. Tackled well. So too D'Ambrosio. Gave it straight up. Cripps, Rioli. Hand pass, 52 out. Oh, Darling kicked it straight into Martin, and he recovered it so well that he's found a man on the wing almost. Mark's taken, but it was Darling's kick which didn't have enough elevation, and Jones takes the mark.
It was his decision making under pressure.
Yeah, it was. Look, the intention was probably right. If he'd got it through the maze of players, it would have been probably a goal. Now here's a kick inside 50. Perkins is there. So too. Oh, the big man, was it over the shoulder? No, not according to the umpire. Opportunity there for Hamilton Jones to give it a free kick, not to be. It comes out of defence and mark taken by Rotham, who gives it to Kelly by hand. Right half back. Kelly turns it over. Short ball, picked off by Merritt. And he comes back towards Durham, who has it on the logo. Essendon looked in trouble a few minutes ago, down by 11. Now they trail by just 4. 21 scoring shots to 15. Oh, Durham. Oh, lost his footing, holding the ball. Thanks for coming. That's comical. There's a clanger of the night. And Liam Ryan's got the free kick.
Too slow. Got to go top of the square.
So Ryan goes down inside 50 men. He stuck up behind. He stuck up behind Hine. He got him behind Hine's behind, didn't he? And he was just standing there, and it lobs in his lap.
That's horrible defending.
Yeah, it was
horrible.
That's bad awareness, wasn't it?
Horrible.
Unbelievable.
And he just put his hands in the air. He needed to push back. He knew
who was behind. Who was the other bomber coming towards him? I mean, the communication was terrible.
Hine plays in the back line, but he's not in there to defend, is he? That's when he's playing.
But Redmond must have said something. He must have. I can't actually see. Cripps is leaning and he's missing.
Soda.
And West Coast, 26th time inside 50. Bombers have been inside 40 times, and West Coast first miss for a little while. 12-4-76. The Bombers are 10-11-71. It's a 5-point game on that Shell V Power scoreboard. 6PR 3AW Footy.
Collins House online clock. We've got 20 minutes have elapsed, and the Bombers are going to work up to the wing where Wright has got well up the ground. He's taken the mark. No sign of Tom Barras. But he might kick it straight back to him. In fact, it will. Shields is there. But that is one of the more curious kicks I've seen. Straight back to the bloke who's supposed to be minding you. Peter Wright, get back to where you belong, brother. As now West receives it from Gaff. Little hand pass. Bounces okay for Kelly. Back to West. Watch out. Run down. Got the hand pass away. The tackle wasn't good enough. Simple as that. Didn't stick. Over the top. Here comes Hoff. Kick inside 50. Bouncing ball for Osgoyer again. Ryan gets the kick away. Bounces a goal. It's all too easy. It is like watching a one-day game of football. Essendon's defence, you could put 12 blokes back there, they still couldn't stop it. They need to steal up, or this game is going to be Gonski. 13-4-82 to 10-11-71. 11 points of margin. The Eagles might kick 20 goals tonight on the Shell V Power scoreboard.
Well, it's whether or not Essendon can kick 20 as well, because that's the way it's going.
One day footy, as Skeet said.
Neither team is defending that well. Peter Wright had the opportunity to go inside. Forward 50 at one end, kicked it straight to his man. Well called by Mark Reddings, and West Coast just transitioned like there was witches' hats out there. And even when they were close enough to tackle, they couldn't tackle. Liam Ryan celebrates. Beautiful goal.
It's a classic even game between two teams that are no good. isn't it?
Yeah, but it's good to watch.
It's been close, right?
23 goals, Carl. He's still got a quarter and 6 minutes to go.
Oh, look, he's going to blow my little stat out the window. Don't worry about
30 goals
that.
coming.
Very rare. First time this season. Don't worry about that.
Both looking 100 tonight.
There we go. As the footy's knocked forward by Draper. And Caldwell. Yo puts a hand in there, knocks it down, mops it up, looks to advance. Hobbs held him up, goes left, goes right, back onto his right, spearing pass straight to a bomber. And that is
trying to invent something that wasn't there, Elliot.
So Caldwell, intercept mark for the Bombers. Chips the ball to D'Ambrosio in his second game after making his debut last week. Left footer, mature age recruit, kicks across field. Redmond had to wait a long time, but it arrived. He moved. Should have been 50.
Had to be.
Let him go to Kelly. Kelly's floater inside 50 is good. Perkins has been able to take the mark.
Oh, tell you what.
4 steps in.
Exactly.
Looking to give it off.
They pick and choose.
Should have been a 50-metre penalty, and it should have been a goal to the Bombers because he would have been 10 metres out, top of the goal square.
Well, this is the hardest kick of the night, watching him slot this straight through the middle.
Perkins is the man with the ball in hand.
7 disposals, 1 goal.
He booted one a little bit earlier. He's got on the scoreboard a few times. He's kicked 13 goals for the season in his 14th game tonight, as the kick is pretty straight, but it goes straight through from behind. That's didn't deviate in the air at all. And so the Bombers advanced by only 1, 10-12-72. Again, not taking the opportunity. 13-4-82. West Coast by 10 points. Shell v Power scoreboard.
Kick by Hearn out of defence, so the Eagles dodge a bullet, but bear in mind, every time they go inside 50, they're more than a 50-50 chance of scoring a goal, given Essendon's woeful defending at the moment. Here's Hearn, spears the footy for Darling, takes the mark, given a real bit of space to take that. Waterman. He guides it over the top for Gaff, doesn't quite hit him. Waterman was there, what a kick for the life for him, he did so. Gaff steps inside, gives off the hand pass to Kelly. Watch out, here they come. Kennedy's there. So too Langford. Petrocelli tries to go soccer style out of mid-air.
Take the ball.
You're right, he went by foot instead of maybe taking it and doing the rest with it. Ball's out of bounds. In fact, it's a free kick, is it, before that? Must have been. Not sure what the reason was.
Might have been against Kennedy.
Could have been. Free kick to Kelly. A free kick going to Essendon and the short ball to Kelly.
The Harvey Norman replay. Josh tugging the jumper.
Ambrosio, after taking the mark, up to the wing. Here's a little foot race here. Durham is on. Made a pretty good tackle on Yo. The ball jars free.
But it was good by Yo. See, he closed the space down so Essendon couldn't get run forward of the play. So he's back in a bit of form, but good running form, Elliot Yo. He's building his game. He's up to 17 disposals, 9 rebounds from the back 50.
Boundary throw in. Draper in front. Jamison with him. Draper did pretty well. Gaff, though, goes to a voice with a hand pass, and he put his head down. He could be in trouble here. Pretty lucky. Perhaps he just did the tortoise and went to ground, and Caldwell, no complaints from him, gets to his feet. 10 points the margin. Close to the biggest lead West Coast has had. Well won out of there by Stringer. Kick inside 50 by Hine. No mark taken, still 55 out. Bombers have a chance of the footy here. Standing in the tackle was Jones. Now, some acceleration. Hine, what's he like as a finisher? He kicks, and in the theme of the night, he misses to the left-hand side. Well, Essendon, if you're an Essendon supporter, their kicking tonight could have been so much better. They're 10-13-73 to 13-4-82 Shell v Power scoreboard. Yo kicks back into play. And that's the difference between the two sides.
Important last 3 minutes for Essendon. They're still well within this game, but they don't want to concede a late goal here. Momentum will certainly shift to the home side.
Yeah, to West, who've been impressive in this quarter, all the way back to Bazzo. He'll go to Duggan, and then potentially it's Barris. Still inside defensive 50 when the mark's taken. Controlling the footy, owning the ball. Barris goes all the way to Duggan. Message gone out, do you think, boys, about the time left, or is this just trying to shift the Essendon bodies and find a hole?
They're just taking what the opposition's giving them at the moment. Essendon's giving them a lot of loose players behind the ball, so they're just using free players. Gaff does his best
ball to Redden.
over.
One mistake and chance for Essendon to swoop, but here's a kick through the middle. Watch out, Bazzo takes it. Perkins was late on the scene. Now the hand pass for Yo. So here they come. Advancing now. A bounce by Yo. Goes with a hand pass to Yo. To Shannon Hearn. He was 60 out. No one is playing on any West Coast Eagle inside 50. I can tell you that. They just stood and watched Rioli take a mark by himself. 45 out. It has happened all night. Yes. Who's the backline coach for Essendon? Have a think.
Well, Ben Rutten's the senior coach, and he was a pretty good backman, wasn't he?
Oh, dear me. If you're an Essendon fan watching some of this defensive work, you'd be really frustrated. Rioli will have to kick from about 50 to make the margin 17. Make the margin 15, in fact. He kicks, and he too has missed. So the fifth blemish of the night for the Eagles. They're 13-5. Essendon 10-13. The margin 10 points with 1:23 remaining on the clock as D'Ambrosio, quick kick in, gets hold of it. Langford up to the wing. So can the Bombers move the ball quickly? Watch out, Snelling about to be shut down. His kick was poor. He put it out of bounds on the full. Not quite. Boundary throw in though. And West Coast will go in at three-quarter time with the lead for a rare time this season.
Really good pressure by West Coast there. Pressed off their man after man, and then forced the turnover.
Here's the throw-in. Draper and Jamison. Comes to Kelly. His kick didn't have much on it. And Heppel takes the mark. Will they try and go here? No. Short ball. Kennedy was late. Oh, didn't infringe. Oh, he gathers. There's ball.
He's in trouble.
How is that not ball umpire? That is a disgraceful non-decision. Anyway, here's Gaff. He'll get it 50 out.
Darling.
Comes in board to Darling. It bounces. He gathers. Snaps around his body and kicks.
Missed everything.
The point. How is Josh Kennedy not penalised for holding the ball?
Yeah,
or even a tackle on the player?
There's that, and then there's no one on anyone.
Oh, it is woeful defence by Essendon as Ridley heads out wide. Have they got time here with Hine? What have we got? 25 seconds, a couple of bounces over the top. They'll have to be perfect. Shield, short ball. Langford has it. But there's nothing suggesting he wants to get this at least to the 50. Give them half a chance. Now he drives it long. Jones comes in on the angle. Ball at the spill. In Essendon, a chance, well slapped out. Merritt stabs it towards full forward. Guelphy needs to release the hands. Siren sounds, and guess what? He missed anyway. The Essendon player. I think it was Perkins who had a look. So the Eagles are in front. It's a pretty open game of footy. That's the kindest way to describe it. Two sides that aren't going to figure in September. It's the Eagles 13-6, 84 over Essendon 10-13, 73. Shell V-Power scoreboard. 1 quarter to go. Bit of push and shove. And the Bombers supporters, they can only wish that their team would kick accurately. Eagles supporters hoping for win number 2, 6BR, 3AW is football.
Tomorrow from 5:25, the Swans take on the Saints at the SCG. Join Phil Pryor, Leon Cameron and Nick Davis for every second of the action live. Because 6PR is football.
Get half price off the Nature's Own vitamins range at Chemist Warehouse. There's Nature's Own glucosamine sulfate, 400 tablets for just $20.99. And Nature's Own Complete Sleep Advance, 60 tablets at $21.49. Sale excludes bulk sizes. And while you're at Chemist Warehouse, you can stock up and save on Robitussin Chesty Cough, 250ml, just $8.99 each. Advil Minis Liquid, 90 capsules, $16.99 each. And Cystane Complete Preservative free eye drops for $22.99 each. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day.
Now at Harvey Norman, red hot deals on selected Microsoft Surface laptops. Bonus $200 gift card on the powerful HP 15S laptop, just $998. Bonus $300 gift card on the HP Pavilion Aero, now $998, save $200. Bonus $200 gift card on an HP Pavilion X360, only $1,294, save $100. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. More great deals on now at Harvey Norman.
2002, better get 2-2, better get 2-4, 2-4, now 2-5. That's a 2-5, going once, going twice. Sold to another happy bidder at Ross's Auctions.
Do you have surplus assets or cash flow concerns? Or are your business contracts nearing completion? Ross's auctioneers and valuers conduct more auctions in more categories tailored to your gear. Contact us today for an obligation-free consultation or valuation of your assets. You can find Ross's Auctions throughout the state with permanent locations in Perth, Kalgoorlie and Karratha. Log on to auctions.com.au. DL5681.
Ooh, beautiful.
You'll be the envy of your street with a Positively Green premium lawn care plan.
It's so green.
Yes, it is. Our trained experts will take care of your lawn while you sit back, relax and enjoy the best lawn in the street.
Nah, it's got to be fake.
No, it's all natural thanks to our annual lawn plans which start from less than $50 a month for Positively Greenkeeper quality lawns all year round. Positively Green. Get a free lawn report at positivelygreen.com.au.
There's kitchens, and then there's Kitchens by Kitchen Capital, earning a 5-star rating for quality and customer satisfaction since 1997. Kitchen Capital offers commercial rates for all appliances, fixtures and fittings, saving you thousands. Not only do they do kitchens, but they also take care of bathrooms, laundries and whole home renovations. Fully managed projects with fast turnaround times. So why not invest in your home rather than the hassle of moving? kitchencapital.com.au. They're here to take the stress and anxiety out of your renovation.
Every 2 years, if you're age 50 to 74, you'll get a blue and white package from the National Bowel Cancer Screening Program. It's your free bowel screening test kit, and it could save your life. Here's what to do. Take it to the bathroom and put it right where you can see it. Not in a drawer, but on the bench top or on the toilet seat or in the middle of the floor. So the next time you have to go, you'll remember to use it. Please don't put off the chance to save your life. Get to it. Visit bowelcancer.org.au for more information.
Chemist Warehouse has the biggest range of big brand products at the lowest prices. Speak to their friendly staff in store about how they can help you, or shop online at chemistwarehouse.com.au. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day. Proud partner of 6PR Football. The 2022 Toyota AFL Premiership season is brought to you by Kitchen Capital. Designed and built in 4 weeks. kitchencapital.com.au. 6PR is football.
Footy towards the attacking 50. In fact, was touched. Wealthy got the loose ball. Jarred free. And the tackle from Rotham. Socked off the deck. Kick towards right. Knocked it down. Here's Perkins. Yes! Ripping, running goal of the day contender. Back to West. Watch out. Run down. Got the hand pass away. The tackle wasn't good enough. Simple as that. Didn't stick. Over the top. Here comes Pop. Kick inside 50. Bouncing ball for I'll score here again. Ryan gets a kick away. Bounces a goal. It's all too easy. It is like watching a one-day game of football. Essendon's defence, you could put 12 blokes back there, they still couldn't stop it. Three-quarter time, 6PR, 3AW football for Kitchen Capital. It's an 11-point lead to West Coast over Essendon. In that third quarter, the Eagles kicked 4 goals to 3. Glenn Jakovic with some thoughts and some stats for Automasters.
Thanks very much, Mark, and thank you to Automasters. West Coast, even up the disposal account, they're only trailing by 3, 250 to them and 253 to the Bombers. Disposal efficiency, West Coast slowly leading that, 76 to 75%, but inside 50, the Bombers are only tracking at 50%, yet they've had more inside 50s and more scoring shots, 23 in fact to West Coast 19. But just the hit-outs, clearances, the Bombers have been quite dominant there. Contested possessions, they're still dominating that and dominating the uncontested possessions. Individual winners, Dylan Shield, 22, Zach Merritt, 20, and Kelly with 17. And West Coast, Elliot returned to form last week, 19 disposals, 10 from the rebound of the back 50, and Shannon Hearn with 16.
Three-quarter time, 11-point lead, as I said, for Shell V-Power, that three-quarter time scoreboard. Get away this weekend, Shell V-Power 98, the premium fuel designed to deliver unbeatable protection. Fuel the feeling with Shell V-Power. Details online. Last quarter, we'll get down to 10 in just a minute. 6PR, 3AW football, ball bounced to the middle, and we're underway. And Stringer had it, lost it, got rid of a would-be tackler in Shuey, and floats it inside 50. No mark taken, bounced off a couple. Snelling slaps it straight to Duggan. And the Eagles out of trouble immediately off the outside of his boot. Little shallow kick. Petrocelli couldn't take the mark. 3 Eagles in the vicinity. Yo in trouble, massive trouble, holding the ball. A very early and easy call for the umpire. And it's Merritt, in fact, Heppel, who has the footy inside the centre square. Wants to play on. He wants to go wide here. He's running through the centre circles. Needs to bounce it soon. And then kicks it. Just in the nick of time, inside 50, Hearn bounced off his chest, comes to Shuey, Perkins in pursuit, the run supplied by Jones, and the Eagles, oops, a little fumble from Jones, now he's got issues, goes to ground, there's a push in the back, no whistle on the play, they've strapped for possession, ball tied up, locked up, who dived on it? The umpire's going to call ball here, who against?
Not sure. Yeah, it's against, well, Jermaine Jones, great second effort. No, he's calling it the other way now.
I didn't know who he indicated the Eagles.
I know.
He's changed his
He don't know.
umpires. Get your head together. Seriously, we're trying to work out what your decision is. As Jermaine Jones goes back defensively with a kick inside 50, and Rotham will find Red and Willie. Yes, on the bounce. And Redden over the top, so much room for Hearn to operate. He should spot his man, Waterman, in good position here. Did he take the mark? No. Did he have the arm shot? No. Well played by Redmond. Got it across to Kelly. In turn to Langford. He's going, the fend off. That's high. That's a free kick to Hearn. Holding the ball in any case. Cripps drives it to Kennedy or Williams. The latter takes the mark. Probably better if Josh had the ball.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a kick for Williams as we...
Great tackle by Shannon Hearn, because the Bombers were out off the half-back line there, as you see on the camera, on the Harvey Norman replay, should I say.
Yep, really good effort. Tanya Armstrong, boundary side.
Yeah, plenty of questions. Whether 16th against 18th deserved a Friday night, but a cracking contest. Something about Friday night crowds, they're a lot louder. I think it might be the beers.
Yes.
A lot more here.
Kick by Williams. There's more booze than beers on that one because it's across the face. Kennedy almost. It's defended with a fist through for a behind. The first of the final quarter for Robot Building Supplies. 13-7-85 the Eagles to 10-13-73. 12 points the margin.
Good energy by the Bombers early. Stringer starting in the middle of the ground. He got the first centre clearance. So they're up and about the Bombers.
Well, he was the first goal scorer in the match, Jake Stringer, for Ross's Auctions back at the start of this game as Bailey Williams dropped the footy.
Yeah.
Should have been a free kick. Should have been a free kick to Brian. Don't know why that wasn't paid. Just dropped the ball. Umpire directing traffic eventually picks it up, and Williams wins the tap. Straight down though for Martin, to Kelly, to Merritt, to Heppel, who goes close to the boundary, then works a kick nicely. Is it in the field of play, Perkins? It is. That's judged by the boundary umpire, and the interchange area is right there.
Just got to work their way through here, Essendon.
Perkins goes a long ball. Down there is Wright. He gets pushed under the footy by Barris. No free kick. Hearn can't get clear. Had it for a long time.
Well, it's two free kicks there. Barras pushes 2 metre Peter underneath the ball, and then Shannon Hearn clearly holding the ball.
It's a 12-point lead to the West Coast Eagles, and they defend Dowley. Redden's kick back towards the wing. Waterman in front, uses the body against Kelly and takes the mark. Plays on quickly to his teammate who ran past Cripps. He slipped over. Well done by Darling. Good half-volley pick-up. Perfect, and the pass is really pinpoint as it finds Josh Kennedy leading out hard.
Great pick-up by Jack Darling on the half-volley there, Skeets. I think he even surprised himself how nimble he looked.
They're just about home, the Eagles. I know it's a narrow margin, but they're playing far more clinical football than what the Essendon...
Well, they look more dangerous. They've got more options up forward. Like Essendon have had 15 more inside 50s, but they've relied on 2 metre Peter. And other than that, I mean, Jake Stringer kicked 2 in a minute in the first quarter, and he's been unsided ever since.
West Coast, who are trying to do what the Western Bulldogs did tonight. They won by 42 points over the Hawks for Camera Electronic. The Kennedy kick's not bad. It swings one way, then the other, and it has been touched right on the goal line through for only one behind. So West Coast advanced by only one, 13-8-86. Bombers need the next goal. 10-13-73. Out to 3 goals, makes it hard. Skeet?
Redmond with the kicking duties. It's short for Merritt. Oh, he was going to give it back to Redmond, but guess what? Liam Ryan was just sweating on that. So the Bombers play a more cautious game. Laverde right to the defensive 50, just to beyond that. Ambrosio back to Redmond, who's run on, but it's just chipping footy at the moment. Nothing to really concern the Eagles. There's a big switch coming on here. Back to Ridley, inside defensive 50. And now probably the wise kick is for Kelly. It's slippery onto foot, but he takes the mark. Does he want to go centre square? No, he just pops it to left half back. Heppel takes the mark. Margin remains 13. And this will not concern Adam Simpson in the slightest. Short ball back inside to Redmond. And, just one mistake in there in all sorts here, Essendon. Merritt. He's playing on and called to do that. Redmond, he kicks and, well, they're slipping every time they go near the footy. Here's Corbell. He took the mark in the end. Pops it out. Well, it's a terrible, horrible kick by Corbell. Duggan intercepts. If it stays in, Kennedy's going to be able to load up and kick towards Starling. He finds him.
Look out the back.
Rioli. And Rioli, he'll take make the mark, Willie. Charging Laverde. He'll walk in, give it to Cripps. Take your pick. There's three of them. There's not an Essendon defender within 40 metres.
What about that pass? There was 4 Bombers all on their own, and he could not hit one of them.
They were
That was
pathetic.
just terrible.
They were terrible, and it was almost predictable given the amount of finessing they were doing. As I said, the Eagles could have been by 5 goals here, which shows you how bad Essendon are. 10-13-73 the Bombers. West Coast 14-8-92 on the last quarter scoreboard, which is brought to you by Robot Building Supplies.
On the Harvey Norman replay, 1v4 right in front of the Essendon dugout, in front of Ben Rutten, and that is a sight for sore eyes because they're about to go in their forward 50, the Bombers, and then
they had all the numbers.
Turnover.
I mean, you only had
and
to
it's embarrassing for them.
You had to see all the Eagles behind the play to see that they had the numbers. 4 players, all on their own, and you pick out the Eagle. Fair income. Bombers, haven't they just butchered this game here at Optus Stadium tonight? Marks inside 60 with that one to Rioli. That was the 16th mark inside 50. That's a season high for West Coast. And their inside 50s are now 34-48. So still Essendon with so much more supply. So inaccurate. They've missed opportunities. 23 scoring shots now to 22. And they trail by the biggest margin in the game. As the Eagles go forward again to Redden.
He's been good.
Royal Waterman slides in, couldn't mark. It's been won by the Bombers. D'Ambrosio across to Langford. Langford floats one to the wing. The mark is taken by Martin. He's got Shield running hard, who started this game at halftime. He's the leading possession winner. This is disposal number 23. He plays on along the boundary. It's a long ball inside the attacking 50. Big attempt by Jones to mark. He couldn't achieve that. Yo was in the contest. And it's forced to the boundary. And the Bombers are able to keep it inside 50 for now. So overall, 270 disposals to West Coast. Essendon 279. Free kicks are even at 11 all. 95-92 marks in favour of West Coast. So the numbers are pretty much fair and square. And the Bombers really need to get a goal. There's only 13:46 left on the clock. They need the next goal here on Friday Night Footy here on 6PR 3AW. Shelby Powers got, but here's Stringer. Couldn't get it. Cross to his teammate Jones. Back to Stringer. Cut it off Kelly. Kelly dropped it and picked it up. Gave it out to Duggan. Duggan an underground threading pass. Looking for Petruccelli, who's not had a great night. He's able to get control. Uses some pace. Has a bounce and then he stuffs it up. It's been a bit like that for him. Holding the ball. No, turnover anyway. Martin. Cross to Merritt. Merritt's hand pass not great, but Shield had time to Hind, who chips one towards Stringer. And the West Coast Eagles, Petruccelli, costly mistake there.
Yeah, costly, and both have had turnover footy in the middle of the ground and been punished severely on the turnover. But Jake Stringer, 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of the second quarter, unsighted. If there's a man that can win the game for him or get him back in it, it's this guy here. They've got to get him one-on-one in the goal, out of the goal square, which he's playing on Rotham right now. Needs to go back and kick this goal, and then a bit of momentum swings back their way.
So Stringer for his third, and it'll be 3 straight too. Peter Wright has 4 goals, 4. Matty Guelphy has 2. Stringer for 3. He likes it. The fans like it too. Big contingent of Bombers here tonight, celebrating 150, I think, years in footy. So they've had plenty of luminaries in town.
There's a score review here. What are we
Score review for what?
What are we coming to? With
It might have touched.
Okay.
It was close. The umpire just wants verification. Is there a snicker?
Yeah, just wants to see whether it's actually touched the post.
No. There's daylight there. Look at the daylight.
Oh, I don't know.
There's daylight there, Carl.
No. You reckon there's some daylight? If there's no, we got the snicko, so there we go. Goes straight past the post, and there's no snickerometer.
So the umpire's just asked for confirmation. That's
He's standing there. I mean, isn't that his job?
It's the safety net. It's today's society, Mark.
It's clearly gone inside the post, and there's no snicko, so it's a goal. So Stringer has 3, 4 to Wright, 2 to Guelphy, 1 to Perkins, Martin for the Bombers, and for West Coast, 3 to Cripps, 3 to Rioli, 3 to Kennedy, 2 to Darling, 2 to Ryan. All their forwards, Waterman getting on the board as well, as the Bombers get their 11th. 14-8-92 to 11-13-79. An important goal if they can get 2 back-to-back, and it might be still game on here on Friday Night Footy.
Jake Stringer, he kicked that goal, and then he started running to the bench, and the bench told him, mate, stay out there. So he has. He's gone back to the middle of the ground because he wasn't extracted in the first contest at the start of this last quarter. For the Bombers, he's their hope if they're going to get up and pull off an upset here. It's just been him and Peter Wright have kicked the majority of 7 between them. 2 to Gelfie.
Wright should have 7 of his own,
Yeah.
really. I mean, he's missed some sitters.
But they've only had 4 goal scorers. West Coast have had
half a dozen.
6 exactly.
Well, the Eagles' margin is trimmed back to 13 on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. 12 minutes remaining. Their season's been such that perhaps nothing's in the book until it's in the book. Williams in the ruck did pretty well at ground level. Hand pass was knocked down. Stringer didn't take possession, just slapped it forward. Jermaine Jones, he was run down from behind. Williams trying his heart out, couldn't quite gather it. High tackle. Draper went very high. And the free kick will come back to Shuey, which the first time
He was never going to win that battle, Draper, against Shuey, was he?
No, out wide to Yo, who's got the football, who heads back to Hearn. Heads inside with a kick to Shuey. The captain hits it for Rotham. Just gets there before Snelling.
Kick anyway.
It wasn't a mark, maybe, so it must have been just a free kick. And the umpire's going to step in and say, don't.
He's going to tell him.
Well, we know what's going on. It's like a school teacher. Come on, we know what's going on. As Rotham now wanders off the mark and then kicks it wide. Almost to the 50. Draper, hand in across the face of that pack. Sees a boundary throw-in. 40,933 people here tonight.
It's a good crowd.
Much better.
Much better.
They're the highest one.
I think last week may have been the
32,000.
for what we are seeing tonight with crowd numbers, and Essendon have a pretty good supporter base as well. Williams slaps it down. Gaff will get this and drive it inside 50. Darling camped in front. Some arm wrestling going on. Well done by Laverde. Got a fist on the footy. Ooh, boundary throw-in.
Had a good battle, that one. Laverde and Darling both had their moments. Jack's had a much better game.
13 points. That is the margin right now. And it is at West Coast end. Now come away the Bombers. Martin off to Caldwell. Pass turned over though. Shannon Hearn intercept mark. She had tonight. Shannon Hearn disposal wise.
18 disposals, 8 marks.
Still plays his part pretty well, doesn't he? Oh, what a grab by Kennedy! Has it been paid?
Yes,
it has. Mark of the night for Foodworks. Shop local and save on your neighbourhood fire food works, and this could be the sealer with 11 minutes to play.
See on the Harvey Norman replay, old legs of his still got a bit of spring in them, Skeets.
Absolutely. And again, I'm not sure who the defensive coach is at Essendon, but they need to be examined pretty closely.
Well, he's still the most productive forward. We're talking about him, about retiring. I know he might, but I'll tell you what, he's still very capable. This is going to be number 4 if he kicks it straight. He's been a dead-eye dick tonight with 3 straight, and you can make that 4. Go on, Pye, did no work. Look at that. Just the neck muscles, Jacko. Just looks at it straight up over the scone. That's all. Sails through. He's got 4. 3 to Cripps, 3 to Rioli, 15 to West Coast. 15-8, 98. Bombers haven't got 12 yet. They're 11-12, 79 here on Friday Night Footy. 6PR Shell V Power scoreboard. And, of course, all the way through 3AW in Melbourne.
Yeah, against Jordan Ridley, he created great separation. Jordan Ridley's starting position was too far back. He's got to get goal side of him, not behind the goals, because Josh Kennedy had space in front of him, done the old 1-2, and then had a good run at it. Takes a nice contested mark, floated across the front, but looking at the Harvey Norman replay there, the ruckman Sam Draper, that's where he's got to get better. And you are right, Mark Reddings. The defensive one-on-ones in the back 50 for both sides, in particular the Bombers tonight, has been rather poor. Both defensive coaches will have a sleepless night tonight, Skeets.
Bear in mind, the Eagles on the table where they are and the scores they haven't kicked this year, to have 15 on the board, they're going to probably kick 16, 17, 18 goals. Essendon deserve to hang their head in shame with what they've coughed up defensively so far in this game, as Shuey tracking it towards half forward, gets it across by hand to Kelly. He kicks inside the forward 50. Bit of wrestling going on. West did enough on Heppel to bring it to ground. In dispute, 40 out. Hine receives the hand pass, angles it back inside. The kick had too much on it for Shield, and now Eagles have a chance. Duggan off his non-preferred right foot. Up and under ball. Hine fisted it free, but it ends up with Shuey. Delicate kick around his body to the 50 to Cripps. He can kick this. He's 40 out. Always right, though. Missing to the near side. But he had the chance. There was no pressure on him. It's 15-9-99 West Coast. Essendon 11-13-79 the Robot Building Supply scoreboard.
We're back in play. Chase for charity.
Okay.
We got the cash tonight, Skeet. Friday night.
Concerned about than I am, but that's good.
Oh, well, we've got to raise money for motor neurone disease.
Yes,
It's been brilliant the last couple of weeks. 9.5 million, so we've just added to the kiddies, Skeet. We feel good when we win on Friday night. On 882 6PR as the hand passes come away from defence. Hobbs to Red Man. Long ball. Barras comes hard. Bailey Williams was in the contest. Martin out the back door to 2-metre Peter. Can he kick another one? No, he can't. Kicks it to the goal square. Jones does well. Beat Bazzo. And he gets his first chance, I reckon. His first chance to have a shot on goal, the youngster who has had a pretty good duel with another player in only his second game in Rep Bazzo tonight.
Yeah, really good one-on-one contest. He goes back, needs to kick this for his first goal of the night. Harrison Jones, 21 years of age, is his 20th game.
So Bazzo 7 disposals in his second game. This is only his second kick. Disposal number 6. 2 marks. Jones, can he kick it? He can. So the Bombers, they get one back. They're still not going away. There's still time, just under 9 minutes. 15-9-99 to 12-13-85. So margin is 14 points.
Yeah, good ball movement. They got a one-on-one, and like West Coast, if you get Darling one-on-one or Kennedy tonight, they've been supreme. And the Essendon have shown the same thing. I would have liked Jake Stringer a few times one-on-one because he'll get rarely beaten. But Peter Wright's had a fantastic night. Jake Stringer's had his moments, 3 goals, but not a lot of possessions. But Harrison Jones, he'd be really happy with that effort. Got to the front of the contest and was strong at the contest. Took it on its second bite. Bombers, still a big chance.
So comments from Glenn Jakovic there. Robot Building Supply scoreboard, 14 points the margin. Wright has 4, Stringer 3, 2 to Guelphy, 1 to Perkins, 1 to Martin, and now 1 to Jones. Goal kickers tonight on 6PR 3RW footy for the Bombers.
Perfect bounce in the middle. Williams, Draper just spikes it forward. Shuey takes it, but somehow got it free to Rioli. Nick Martin shuts him down. He still found a way to kick it towards half forward, and Petruccelli takes the mark. Bomber down behind play. We're checking with Tanya Armstrong in just a moment. Petruccelli. Now here we go, inside 50. The Bombers' defence, what can they come up with? It hits the deck and goes over the line for a throw-in. Tanya, boundary side.
Yeah, Essendon's Dylan Shield. He's just holding his throat. He must have copped a high one in that centre square contest, but looks okay, apart from the fact he's talking to a doctor and pointing to his throat, but looks like he'll stay out there.
24 possessions, equal with Merritt, leading Bomber tonight.
Draper from the stoppage. Kelly had a hand in there. Hine running out of room. Got the hand pass away in the grasp. Across to Merritt. Outside 50 ball. Stringer used his body. Comes to the front. Oh, tackle was great by Jones. That's ball. Really? Well, the excellent player, Durham, saying why. Have a look at the replay, young man. Jones heads laterally, finds Gaff. 65 out. Killer blown. Only a couple of moments away, you feel. The Eagles just softening up the Essendon defence here, Jacko, for a little gut punch. And that'll send them off the cliff, I would have thought. The 100-point mark will be set, and short ball by Shuey finds Gaff.
There's still 2 kicks from goal.
Exactly, I would say. I'm not sure he's got this.
I don't think he's got
45 to 50 metres out.
So 40th inside 50 here, and that is mark number 18 inside 50. Bombers has taken 12 and been inside 51 times in this match.
18 marks inside 50 West.
18.
So they nearly mark at 50% of the time it goes in there. They've only had the 40 in.
Short ball back to Shuey, so he's outside 50 and outside range. And he's pointing, telling the umpire, I'm having a shot here.
Well, he'll run around the statue. You watch.
He still won't kick it.
Maybe not, but he'll still run around the statue. You watch. He will not kick over the man on the mark. Or will he?
Point of the square.
There you go.
He goes from 55. Hits it low. It's wide of the mark. It's an defence. Get it. Rioli's there, though. Watch out. He's just barreled over the goal line for
trying all sorts of party tricks there.
15 points is the margin. They've cracked the 100 points. Wait for the applause. There it is, 15-10, 100 to 12-13, 85. Win coming up for the Eagles on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. Only their second of the season, so Eagles supporters, they might just go out all night and have a bender, I would have thought, Jacko, after tonight.
Well, you called it early, Scott. You said it'll be their highest score tonight. We'll get down to Tanya Armstrong in a moment. Through the legs of Rotham, challenged by Hine. Now they're crawling around like babies on their hands and knees, and eventually Stringer. Oh, they come off the back of his boot. Crowd thought so. Umpire says no. Tan, any further medical news for Pilot Medical?
No, all clear on the medical front. So both of the subs not used tonight. Braden Ham for the Bombers and Alex Witherden for the West Coast Eagles. So they've warmed up a few times, but they haven't got on the field. Been a long time between drinks for Eagles fans. If they can win this one, they've lost their last 8 here at Optus Stadium.
Yep, and it will end a very long losing streak. Men, level up your health with Pilot Medical. Head to pilot.com.au today. Speak to a doctor online and get treatments delivered as the footy being fought for on the wing. Draper played for the free kick. Gaff got hold of the footy, gave it off to his teammate Redden. He turned it over. Durham got it, lost it in the tackle. Spells for Cripps. Cripps kick inside 50. Darling at the back. Kennedy seeping out the back door. The big fella controls it and kicks his 5th. Why would you retire, JK? Keep playing, mate. You're the best forward in the side. JK's got 5. The lady jumps down with a bag. He's got a big fat bag tonight. And West Coast have got 16. 16, 10, 106. Bombers at 12, 13, 85. That's something to keep debating here on 882 6PR 3OW footy tonight as Glenn Jakovic scratches his chin.
Yeah, well, he's kicked 5 and Darling, I think, has kicked 3 goals. So how many's Jack kicked? Jack's kicked... A minute. Jack Darling's kicked 2 too. So 7 between the two, but a welcome return to form by Jamie Cripps. He's won a lot of football where he's penetrated the top of the 50 square inside their forward 50 to allow opportunities for Jack and Jack Darling.
There's 6 forwards have all kicked goals. Kennedy, Cripps, Rioli, Darling, Ryan and Waterman, who all started as front 6 have all kicked goals.
And that's been their 6 goal kickers.
Which is first time.
You have to put into context how bad Essendon's defence is.
Yeah, it hasn't been great.
Yeah,
that's true.
But full credit. I think I said after he kicked his first goal tonight, JK.
He could be for a big man.
Yeah, so Carl's argument is
still
there.
their best forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Believing Michael Tuckman played to his 37, who knows? But either way, it's another forward entry for the Eagles, but marked by Heppel on his chest. But this is another disappointing performance by the Bombers.
It's a disappointing kick, though.
Yeah, up and under. Oh, Langford, really good mark for Foodworks. Shot bloke good saving your neighbour.
That's a great mark by Langford. He was under enormous pressure there.
Only his second game back too, boys.
Yeah, game number 100 as he drives it inside 50. Wright was there. No mark taken. Stringer wrapped up in a tackle, had no prior.
By Yo.
It'll be a ball up.
Luke Shuey, the leading possession winner for West Coast, up to 21. He's had a big second quarter. Elliot Yeo with 20, 10 from the rebound back 50, Yoey.
Just 5 minutes remaining as Gaff tracks it, overran it. Here comes Langford, received it from Corbell, back inside 50 ball, and there's Pazzo on the slide, takes the mark. So every extra minute, every extra game you can get into young blokes like this can only be beneficial to the West Coast Eagles' future. Pazzo, nice looking drop punt out of defence. Redmond was there. Hand pass came back inside for Laverde. He comes in turn to D'Ambrosio. He gets it back from Merritt, and they go all the way back to defensive 50. They had it on the wing, and then end up in the hands of Kelly, who goes short and Hine. Little legs, they pump away like Fred Flintstone. Up towards half forward, plenty of Eagles in the vicinity. Hoff or Bazzo. There's the future right there. And the present maybe is Hoff. Stepped inside well. Shown some glimpses tonight of Hoff, and he kicks well for Waterman. And he takes the mark on the wing. Eagles attacking to the right of your radio dial, and they lead by 21 points on the Robot Building Supply scoreboard.
So Waterman has the footy, and it's 16-10 to 12-13. And a bit of a chipperoonie around at the moment. Waterman. And back to Waterman. Waterman urging people to lead at him, and Duggan does just that, and he rewards the run. Takes the mark. Duggan's on the wing. So West Coast by 21 points. Fans have stuck around. 40,933 here tonight.
Our mate Benny Tesla setting up for Wimbledon over there in London, listening to 6PR and 3AW on Ryan over there.
Oh, Ryan takes a good little mark there. Good mark of the day for Foodworks. Shot local and safe. He squares it. Three for Bazzo.
He can go, young man.
Here he goes. Can Bazzo go from 50? He might have to go around the statue. This will be a moment.
Don't look. Go straight
Bazzo's looking to pass it off. They're telling him to kick a goal.
Josh Kennedy's saying go for goal.
Have a goal, young man.
What's his leg like, more important?
He can kick all right. It's just he doesn't want to embarrass himself by trying to do a pinger while he's trying to do it. Skinny little legs. As in he comes, spinning the ball in his hand. He looks knackered.
He would be. He's come from
Brett Bazzo in game number 2. Kicks the ball long, it's offline, and it's through for a behind. His first score in AFL footy is a behind, and he gets the applause from the fans. 16-11-107, 12-13, 85. Robot Building Supply scoreboard.
Bombers bring it back into play. Perkins has the mark. A loss for the Bombers,
That's
Chance
rare.
First time we've heard it this year in Perth. That sounds weird as it's on the wing, the ball, slapped forward, Bombers. Langford went to the voice of Hobbs. Instead it was a little tap on by Jones. When it comes back to Jones, you've got Snelling in support, takes something off the kick, really good pass, off to Martin, 12 metres out, and lobs a late goal for the Bombers. He doesn't grab the jumper this time because he knows the game's done and dusted. 13-13, 91 Essendon. And the Eagles are 16-11-107. Margin is significantly less than what it could have been a few moments ago on the final quarter Robot Building Supplies scoreboard.
I like young players that show good composure. I mean, the game is over, but Harrison Jones kicked a goal and then had a goal assist. Hasn't had much of the ball, but he's the future of the Bombers, and he showed great composure to find Nick Martin at the top of the square.
He has to still be in the hunt, Nick Martin, for the rising star.
Yeah.
I mean, he's booted another 2 goals, 20 disposals again tonight.
Very good
for a bloke in his first season. Who, what's that for the year now that he's booted? That's 15 goals for the year in 13 games that he's played. It's a very, very good start, Jack.
He finishes with 20-25 goals in the consideration, Carl.
Yeah, as he should be, mate. As he should be. Footy back in the middle. The bounce favours the Bombers in Draper. Knocks it down the throat of Shield. Accelerates. Has a bounce. Can they get 2 quick ones? Shield's kick long to the goal square. Fighting going on down there. 2-minute Peter got on his knees. Gave it off to Joe. Snaps another one. Bombers love it. They got 2 in a minute. And all of a sudden... There's the score. They've got 2:11 to go on the clock. All of a sudden, it's back to 10 points. They get 2 more in that quick time. They'll be in front. 16-11-107, 14-13, 97. Wow, who would have thought on the Robot Building Supply scoreboard?
I said they kicked 30 goals tonight.
All of a sudden, the chance stops, Skeet.
Yes, it's well, put it this way. That's the frustrating part for us. We see these really good signs, and then other periods where they just fall away.
Let's face it, being one day footy or night, Skeet, it's not been
no, you're right. Hasn't been overly
2 teams struggling.
Yep. So, but tell you what, we walk away 30 goals.
Yep, we're happy.
I like Harrison Jones. He's a footballer.
Most work we've done here all year, Skeet. 30 goals on a night. Wow. Who would have thought?
What if Essendon just kick one with a minute to go? Who knows? Here we go.
Centre clearance is all important.
Wins it for West Coast. It comes to Shield. Off to Hind. He runs through the centre square. Goes along. They need a mark. Barris will take this on his chest. Behind. Just had to compete. And to be fair to him, the ball was shallow. And he couldn't. And so Barris now will slow this up.
150 left, Skeet.
Yeah. Well, take a little miracle here for the Bombers, you'd think. But just a turnover here. And here's Draper in the ruck, thumps it forward, gets past Eltham. Now a chance near the boundary line. Durham scrounges a kick. Good hands by Hearn across to Bazos. Put it out of bounds before. 50 metres out. Now who's going to get this kick? Stringer says, give it to me.
He can kick it from there, Stringer.
130 left. Clock ticking down.
Can he kick it from there? So he's at the arc of the boundary line where the 50-metre arc meets the boundary. He will play on.
So time's off at the moment, Skeet.
But he will. He's that type of player. You wouldn't put it completely past him. It's not going to be a goal. He sets it up. How are they going to mark in there? Oh, they have, but it's an West Coast mark. Players a call. Out the back, Hoff. Martin pressures him. Guelphy's there as well. Boundary line looms.
Oh, they're calling deliberate.
They're not. Was it?
The players are calling deliberate.
It was. He'd handballed it straight out.
Handballed it straight out.
Was that not a mark to the Eagles?
Close. Almost. You're doing well. 120 to go.
Yeah. Stick around, Carl. I need you here because Scully's been many some.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, good. That's lonely feeling. Jacko and I will do our best. Duggan got it from Bailey. Williams jams it on the boot. Up to the wing. Every second counts. The Eagles, though, in control as Kennedy receives the bouncing ball by hand from Darling. He's happy to see this over the line. Had nothing to go to really. Why waste a possible turnover? Potential stoppage. The mark's 10 points.
34 years of age. He didn't want to take the run on.
He's fine.
Well, he's stopping at the end of this year, Carl. I know I hate you to
I know.
believe it. But,
he said it himself. I know. I heard him the other day. It's all right. I'm encouraging him. I'm encouraging him to go on because why would you stop when you're still the best forward? Most productive forward. Here's the footy. Redmond kicking the ball towards the half-forward flank. Bazzo edged under it by Guelphy. Chased by Shannon Hearn. Pushed him to the line, the veteran. There's another bloke that should keep on playing only because because of his form, Shannon Hearn, who's been in pretty good touch tonight.
So no one's retiring in your mind?
Well, not the old blokes. You can get rid of a few of the younger ones in between. There's a couple out there tonight that I'd get rid of before I get rid of those two. As the footy is taken by...
That's holding the ball against Shuey.
35 seconds.
So Stringer hopping around, gives it to Merritt. Merritt's kicking to the face of Cripps. Came back to him. Crippy's holding his face. He got it right to the Guelphy tries to mark it. He can't. Cripps still holding his face. Footy's inside 50-30. Our poor Cripper. I reckon he's got a busted nose as the ball has now been held up eventually. Cripps, yep, he's smashed in the face. Look at the blood, the poor bloke. Is he all right? I think he's all right. He can't see anything because he's crying. Wow, that would have hurt Jacko. Oh, he's all right. He's chasing after the ball here, Cripps. He's running in here to contest. Look, he's laying a tackle. He can't even see. As the footy is held up, 5 seconds to go. West Coast are going to win a game here. Here we go. Can they remember the words to the song? West Coast are winners by 10 points. 16-11, 107 to 14-13, 97. Here you go, Eagles fans.
Coast 16-11, 107 to Essendon 14-13, 97. The margin 10 points to our 3AW listeners. Thanks for your company tonight. More footy, of course, over the rest of this weekend. Great footy involving some of the top 8 sides pitted against each other. But from Optus Stadium, we bid you farewell. As we enter our footy review here for Barbagallo on 882 6PR, your home to motoring excellence, barbagallo.com.au. Mark Reddings and Glenn Jakovic to recap what was a 30-goal game, 10 points to margin. Eagles get their second victory of the season. Let's be honest, these two teams aren't going to figure at the business end of the season, but for a bit of light Friday entertainment, this was not bad.
Yeah, no, you're right, Skeets. It was 18th versus 16th on a Friday night football. We got 30 goals, but we got about 300 mistakes out there as well. So both sides, they had a red-hot crack. They played open football. They took the game on, but it was riddled with a lot of turnovers, and that's why they get cut up against the bigger sides and the more efficient sides, the sides that can defend the ground really, really well. But, Essendon, after a great win last week against St Kilda, I tipped them tonight. I felt that they were going to carry that form on, and what I saw in the last 5 minutes was the Essendon brand, where they won the ball at the source, won it out of contested areas, and then took the game on, and that fast ball going to their forward 50. I mean, 2-metre Peter had a great night, could have had a much better night, could have won the game, had 8 scoring shots, 4 goals, 4. Jake Stringer, 3 goals, 2 in the first quarter, 2 in a space of a minute, and then 1 there late in the last quarter, but not enough from Jake Stringer with his 7 disposals. He's kicked 3 goals, 13 disposals, but 7 kicks. So in the end, an arm wrestle game, but for the home fans, great win. One much for the hope of the supporters who braved out and been much criticised for not attending their home games. Tonight, nearly 41,000 people watched their home team get their second win of the year and probably climb off the bottom of the ladder.
Yes, their last 14 games they'd won 2, so this is just their 3rd victory. Josh Kennedy, 12 disposals, 5 marks inside 50, and a terrific night at the office for him. It was, let's be honest, a night where if you got the ball inside 50 from an Eagles perspective, they were always going to be difficult to stop. The Essendon defence was lacking a fair bit of steel tonight, and that may be one of their problems moving forward. But yeah, it was a good night for Josh Kennedy. As we said, Jamie Cripps booted 3 goals, Josh Kennedy with 5 straight. He had Jack Darling with a couple of goals as well, Liam Ryan with a couple. Down the list they go. And the West Coast Eagles certainly with that 16-goal haul, bringing up the century as we enter our footy review for Barbagallo, your home to motoring excellence. And Jacko, very shortly I'll get you to give us our SNL Salvage, the demolition and salvage experts, the winning team who demolished the opposition, and the losing team, what if anything can you salvage out of the game. 133 882 if you'd like to join us, Eagles supporters. There's been plenty of pain, but tonight there's some gain. 4 premiership points. Our open line thanks to Ritz Plumbing and Electrical. Fast plumbing and electrical with no call out fees. Give us a call, 1611 107 to 14 13 97, a 10-point win to the West Coast Eagles. You sort of forget the pain that the supporters have been through. Those who come here every second week, Jacko, and they've seen some horror shows this year, including Sydney, including Richmond, including against the Dockers. It's been tough yards for a club that invariably has been at least contending.
Yeah, and that's why you're a part of a football club. You ride the roller coaster ride in the journey in your time as being a supporter, and a paid supporter, which is more important. They've got over 100,000. I think Essendon are close to that and celebrating their 150th year as a football club, a proud football club, a successful football club. So, and they've been going through a very difficult period over the last 20 years, haven't won a final for some period of time, but their fans are still strong. They still believe in their club. They love their club, and I think that's vitally important. And for West Coast, who are in their 35th year in existence in the competition, they've had a lot of success. They've had some highs, but they've had some lows, and this year has been part of that. Set some all-time records of losing by more than 100 points or so at this very venue of theirs, which is a beautiful stadium, and they've been pretty poor this year here on this oval. Been really opened up by the start of the year. We saw what Melbourne did to them. Young Sydney really cut them open, but you build your side up. And what we talked about tonight was Connor West, Hoff, Bazzo was really, really good. Jake Waterman, now he's the leader of that group. He's the more senior of that young brigade coming through. That's what the fans will walk out of the turnstiles tonight talking about them. Not Josh Kennedy kicking 5. Everyone loves Josh. He's a household name, and he'll be one of the greats, if not the greatest, that's played for this club. 700 goals, 3 Coleman medals, a premiership player. The list is long and distinguished for him, so... But the future is those young players coming through. And you called in your commentary, when the game was there, they were getting a lot more game time out there, stay out there. There was pressure put on them. Essendon put them under siege in that last 5 or 6 minutes. And those players found themselves in a position where they've got to stand up and be counted for. And that is the pleasing part for Adam Simpson and the beginning of the re-energising of this great club going forward.
The good news for the West Coast Eagles, from what I saw, for Pilot Medical Update. Men, level up your health with Pilot. Head to pilot.com.au today. Speak to a doctor online and get treatments delivered. No major injuries, which is a good sign, a rarity for West Coast. And they head off the ground. There's been a few tears, but tonight there's plenty of cheers. Luke Shuey. It wasn't a complete performance, but I think it goes to show once they get their better players out there and some continuity and some young players coming through, I don't think the rebuild is going to take 5-6 years as some have predicted. They've got some work to do, don't get me wrong, because Essendon are a long way off the top, but just the shoots are there, and there'll be some big decisions on the list made moving forward, but there's something that'll work.
And to add to that, Jermaine Jones, his game tonight, I just felt his second efforts at closing down speed and tackling guys was very, very good tonight.
Let's go down to Tanya Armstrong, who's in the West Coast Eagles rooms.
Yeah, their first win of the season at home, the West Coast Eagles, and for the first time there's a bit of a crowd in here as well, so plenty of friends and family. The boys just walking in now, lots of kids around, as we know, a lot of them are dads, so just getting in a circle now. So their second win of the season moves the West Coast Eagles off the bottom of the ladder. Their only other win this year was against Collingwood at Marvel Stadium, so been a long time between drinks. This one breaks an 8-game losing streak at Optus Stadium, so there's a couple of boys who haven't had a win before. One of them is Red Bazzo. He's in the middle of the circle. So is Callum Jamison. Here they go with the song. There we go. A lot of Powerade to clean up. Hopefully we'll be able to have a chat. They'll probably go in for a quick meeting celebrate for a little while and then turn their attention to next week. But pretty happy with themselves. Can't see Jamie Cripps at the moment, but
as his nose.
I think he's in the circle with a bit of blood on the jumper.
Oh, and we laugh at it, but that would really hurt.
Yeah. And it was within only 3 metres, so the power of the ball was still coming off the boot.
And we talk about concussions. That is how you can get concussed really easily. And I saw a guy in the reserves, Waffle Reserves, playing a few weeks ago at Leederville Oval. He was actually knocked unconscious by a ball like that. So we do laugh, and there's a bit of humour attached to it. But, gee, it's no different to a head-high contact incident, and that type of trauma to the head. I think Jamie Cripps will have to have just an assessment after the match. But the win on the board, 133 882. We're here, open line for Ritz Plumbing Electrical, and of course our footy review for Barbagallo, your home to motoring excellence. Let's go to the phones now, and Don wants to kick us off. G'day, Donnie. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Great call, boys. A couple of things. Before I go on to Nick Martin, Jermaine Jones. Jack, I said to the boys a couple of years ago when we first got him, I seen him play Waffle, coming into a team, and he'll be first one out. First one out, and Zach Langdon will be getting game ahead of him. I spoke to a young fella at Leederville, and, I was so disappointed. He was in and out. But, just give a kid a go, And Nick Martin, who is the recruitment person at Eagles at the moment? Did he not train with Eagles before the draft, before the mid-season draft or something?
Yeah, he spent time at the club. Yeah, look,
it's a tough one. Look, it's a tough one when you look at where West goes. And, Don, you follow your football, and I know you've been calling for Jermaine Jones to play more football, and you follow your football. So you're quite astute in understanding of young players coming through and so forth. It's a tough one because West Coast probably felt in the last couple of years they're still in premiership mode, and, they've still got, high-end, top-end players, but it's fallen away drastically as we've seen this year. So now, hindsight, it's a great word, Don. Yeah, he's number of ones that slipped by. You look at Marlon Pickett. He was down at South Fremantle. What was going on down there? I know his manager Anthony Vanderwillen was quite boisterous about young Marlon. Had a bit of a troubled past, but football was his saviour, as we saw. Now he's gone on and become a bona fide Richmond champion, or not a champion, but a great player. Very good player. So you're always going to get that, Don. But I'm with you, Don, and I think both our clubs have got we're a rich ground, West Australian football. We produce a lot of great footballers and champions, and I think we've got to look a bit more in our backyard.
Do we undersell ourselves, or maybe look abroad and think we don't value our own system as highly as we should at times?
There can be an argument for that, but both sides would be derelict if they're not doing their research to see what's going on in our own backyard. Like I said before, we've produced some great footballers, a lot of great footballers, champions, both in the city and in the country regions. So, and with the resources the clubs have got now, they've got more resources now than they've ever had. They've got more technology, they've got more video footage of games, of under 19s games, under 15 games happening out in the bush. They've got to spend a bit more time, I believe, in making sure these Nick Jones don't slip through, and Marlon Pickett's. But that's the national competitions are designed for that. We've pinched a few from the Victorian system to come over here, and they've become champions as well. So you've got to look at it from both ends. How did Adelaide let Matthew Pavlich out of Adelaide? How did he not stay in Adelaide Crows and he comes and plays nearly 400 games there and 6 Coleman Doig medals? So there's an argument.
Pat was a high.
He was a high draft pick 4, I think he was.
Yeah, so therefore I can't remember if Adelaide or Port had a snip at him. Yeah. So all that comes into it. The other question I'll ask you, given we're talking about it, is with what you saw from West Coast tonight, Kennedy 5 goals. Is Luke Jackson someone that this club should chase? Seriously.
You should chase any great player that's available, especially if he's a Western Australian. But you're going to have to pay high ends to get him over here. West Coast have gone down that path in the last 3 years, and they're paying for it. So right now, I would be just going to the draft, going into our own backyard, develop players through the rookie list system, and develop. Now, the clubs are asking to get their soft cap back, get that extended by $3 million. It all got cut back, so I don't think it'll get extended back to that $3 million that they lost, but they need that resource back. But I would not sell the farm It's been a terminology that's been used in getting Tim Kelly. But Luke Jackson, I mean, you know, if he's available and he wants to come home, even if he wants to come home and he says that to Melbourne, thanks very much, I've had a great time here, but I want to go back home to my family, and whatever reason he has, West Coast or Freo, they're going to pay absolute top dollar to get him back. And do you really want to do that? Freo wouldn't be doing that right now. What are they going to? They're going to give something they've already developed to give away, because they're not going to have a high-end draft pick. So, you know, Fremantle can continue doing what they're doing and be smart in the draft, pinch a few more, you know, around that 30-40 mark that are going to be like a Switkowski and Schultz. You know, they're not high-end draft picks.
Smart drafting. But
smart drafting, that's the key, you know. And if West Coast have always been renowned for that, they're going to have to prove, you know, that again. But no, I wouldn't be paying over to get, you know, top end players.
133 882, our open line for Ritz Plumbing and Electrical. Let's go to Steve. Hi, Steve.
G'day, guys. Just a quick question. Connor Blakely getting like 38 touches in the waffle. Wouldn't the Eagles have a look at him? Do you think
Connor Blakely?
Question.
Yeah, I've always liked him, Steve. I think it's a good call in the sense that we're still talking about him, but it's his pace. West Coast need pace, so he wouldn't be a candidate for West Coast, because even tonight they got cut up again. West Coast, they won and it was all great, and Kennedy kicked 5 and all their forwards kicked goals tonight. That team, if they had played a Brisbane here tonight or a Melbourne or Bulldogs, the scoreline would have been vastly different.
Yeah, with all due respect, I don't think Connor Blakely is going to be at the Fremantle Football Club next year. In fact, I'm not sure whether he'll be at an AFL club next year. Now, he's had some misfortune, he's been unlucky, but I don't know that he's in the West Coast Eagles side. Thanks for your call, though, Steve. Gary. Hi, Gary.
Yeah, hi. Good evening. I'd just like to make one comment on Flying Ryan.
Yep.
When he goes up for a mark, he appears, the crowd appears, roaring a bit. But, you know, if he doesn't take the mark, which is very rare, it's not like a bloke like Bloomin' Toby Green last week, $7 for a little fella. You know, Flying Ryan, I know he's been away for a while or whatever, but I'm talking about overall. I'm talking about analysing about all the last 10 games. Up he goes, the crowd makes a great noise. But how many times has he marked a ball and kicked a goal or hand pass to someone, some pass? You know what? Never.
Good call, Gary. I reckon he's been pretty disappointing this year. A few injuries, hamstring and so forth. I reckon tonight was, someone said that he possibly, we'll find out if this is correct, but he looked a bit fitter tonight and he was told to go and lose a few kilos. 11 disposals, only the 3 marks tonight, but he kicked 2 goals. So you're right, he needs to get back to his marking, the Flying Ryan, the excitement machine, but his work rate. He needs to get his work rate. I felt he got his work rate up last night. Tonight, and he wasn't playing for free kicks. A couple of weeks ago, he was playing for free kicks here.
Let's go down to the West Coast Eagles rooms, and Tanya Armstrong has a special guest with her.
I do. I've got Josh Kennedy. Had to dodge the Powerade puddle, Josh, but a nice feeling. Still remembered the words to the song. Haven't had a win since round 3.
I know. I was glad we all were able to belt it out there, but no, look, we haven't won too many this year or the last, I suppose, year and a half, so it's great to get a win in front of a home crowd.
And yourself as well, you were plucking them and kicking them from everywhere. You must be pretty happy with your own form.
No, look, it was it was a bit of a shootout all night. I think it kind of was whoever won the footy, and if they turned it over, it kind of went down pretty quick the other end. So we were able to score a fair bit, and so were they. So look, we were just lucky enough to be on the end, and we had some good delivery inside 50.
Josh Glenjakovic, congratulations. I just want to ask you about your 5th goal. Went over the back and you ran into an open goal scoop. I don't reckon I've seen a 34-year-old get off the ground so quickly and run that fast to the goal mouth. You were even quicker than Peter Sumich one day. I've seen him do that.
I know. Yeah, a little bit quicker than Sum, but Sum only had to battle one bloke. I had to battle about 3 or 4. So,
a fantastic game. It was an open game. Both sides had their fair share of scoring. Really happy with Brazo. I think another game into him. Bailey Williams. You had young Hoff, I thought was outstanding. A couple of mistakes early. Then to regain his composure, I reckon it was as much as your six forwards all kicked goals and yourself and Jack were a part of it. I thought your young blokes were the talk about tonight's game.
No, you're right, Jacko. To see those young boys come through, and even Jermaine Jones was one of those, I suppose, younger players early on. There was a bit of heat. There was a few turnovers, but they just kept believing in himself, backing himself in, and as the game went on, they just grew, and it was great to see JJ in some form towards the back end. Hoffy had a great night, and he kept going for his kicks, and was able to get onto a few, and Bazo's just building, so he's been fantastic down back. He's just a sponge. He just wants to learn, and it's just great to see those guys play really well.
Josh, was it a directive by Adam Simpson or the match committee to play on at all costs? Because you look quicker tonight when you won possession anywhere in the middle of the ground. It was go, go, go.
Not so much a directive. We just knew that coming off turnover, and it's probably the same as them, that we were able to kind of change an angle with the footy and able to kind of get it forward pretty quick. So we had, you guys, when you got guys like JJ and Yowie, these guys coming off half back and sprinting through and breaking those lines, it ends up making the ball movement pretty quick. So we were lucky enough that we were able to get it down our end pretty quick and score. But they did the same as well. So we've got probably a little bit of a learning curve on some defence stuff as well.
Josh, Mark Redding's upstairs last week, beaten by Geelong, but a far better effort, 18 points the loss. Yep. Tonight you get a victory. Is it purely the personnel coming back in, or is there something more to it over the past couple of matches?
No, look, I think we're just building. Got a few guys back. We're getting some bit of consistency, I suppose, in what we're doing at training with the guys who are training as well. So, look, all those things come in and help with that. And, yeah, look, we just wanted to play some, I suppose, consistent quarters. And, we've probably able to play, I think, maybe, 10 good quarters out of the last three games, which has been great. So, we just keep building on that and trying to keep that consistency with training, because it's coming through in games.
Richmond at the G next week, mate. Big challenge, yep. But you take a little bit of form into that game. Any players you're suspecting to come back?
No, I'm not too sure. I think Nick's on his way. I'm not too sure how he's going, but it'd be great to get the big fella back. But we'll get pretty settled with a lot of the guys, and Domi's been a bit sore as well, so I'm not too sure how he'll go next week. So hopefully those guys can keep building, and we get a few more towards the back end of the year.
Now, JK, we know you've hit your 700th career goal, but little birdie told me that in the back of your mind you wouldn't mind kicking the 700th goal for West Coast. You know who I've been talking to anyway. Is that just ticking away in the back of your mind?
Look, mate, it was brought to attention obviously by Will Schofield, one of my good mates. But look, mate,
how far away are you then?
I actually don't know.
Turn it up, JK.
There'll be like 3 or 4, I think, left. So I know I've got how many games to go. I've got to try and get through each week, mate. So I'm just working on trying to get through the games rather than kicking goals.
Fair enough. Before we let you go, one of your good mates from Northampton, geez, we felt sorry for him in the last couple of minutes. They got the footy flush to the face. How is he?
It was a game-saving smother, wasn't it? It was straight on the nose, but I reckon there was a camera sitting right in that corner, so I'm looking forward to seeing that slow-mo. So it's going to be great.
That might get a few replays on the bounce on Sunday night, because that's a Falcon of all Falcons.
Yeah, that's right.
And even on the review, which you can have a laugh. For once, it's been a tough year, mate. Hey, JK, thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on the win.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Josh Kennedy from the West Coast Eagles. By the way, Jacko, before we go to the break,
yes.
For S&L Salvage, the demolition and salvage experts, from the winning team, who demolished the opposition?
Well, I'm going to go the 6 forwards. I thought West Coast for the first time. All 6 forwards got on the scoreboard. No other players on the ground. No midfielders scored. I thought West Coast forward line collectively. And if I can throw in, it's 2-part. Elliot Yeo's run off the half-back line, I thought that was outstanding. His run and carry set up a lot of those moves in the forward 50. He had 10 rebounds from the back 50. They haven't had one player do that for some time, so that demolished the opposition.
And what about for Essendon? What, if anything, can they salvage out of the game? Who do you think they can hang their hat on?
Yeah, 2-metre Peter. I mean, he had 8 shots for goal. He's going to break a game open. He'll kick 7 or 8 one night, and they'll win and win. Well, he's been a shining light for them. He's kicked a good bag of goals this year. He's in the top 8 or so in the Coleman race. You know, he's a big man, and he leads really well. He's a smart forward. He's got a good football brain. He reads the game quite well, and when he launches himself, I mean, we all rate Tom Barrass as a premier defender. You know, he took him to task on a few occasions tonight that even when he was right up his, backside, he could not stop, 2 metre Peter. So that's a salvage for the Essendon Football Club, thanks to SNL Salvage.
Yeah, there it is. And by the way, Steve, who just asked a question about Liam Ryan, and as you said, he's had a modest season by his standards. But look, he's taken a picks 26 in the 2017 national draft. And he compared him to Toby Green, which I think is a little unfair.
Yeah.
Think a bona fide superstar.
Yeah.
And Liam, he's had some ups and downs in his career. We know he's good, he's very good. Yeah. And I think he's lost a bit of weight, he's needed to. And sometimes in your career, Jacko, some players just need that little wake-up call.
Yeah, they do. And I hope that he, really values playing the game. I believe he does. He's not a young man that's going to have 10 years in the game, but his next 3 or 4 or 5 years could be exhilarating for the fans Australia-wide, not just for Eagles fans. That 2018 season and his All-Australian year, he's one of the most dangerous forwards, and he's on his day. He's just as effective and as dangerous as Toby Green. Love the marks, love the goals, but his forward line defensive pressure, his tackling, his racing, and his tank to run down and create an option as a high half forward, and then go into and help the midfield. That's what made him and elevated him to an All-Australian. Very hard to get All-Australian in this tough competition, and he done it in his 3rd or 4th year, which is a massive acknowledgement. But his football's gone backwards.
Absolutely.
And at the start of this year, in a few of the home games here, he got the sooks, he got the feel sorry for himself, started playing for free kicks, started arguing out there. Someone's obviously got to him, so great mentoring. Tonight, I felt that's the best game he's played this year, where he just got on with the business of playing football, not looking at the umpires, not playing for free kicks, trying to take marks, create opportunities, kicked a couple of goals tonight, created goals, and then used his football smarts, changed the angles. Him and Willie Rioli in the forward line. I feel sorry for 2 defenders that have got to play on them each week because they create havoc. When they create havoc, it releases the pressure valve on Cripps, on Kennedy, on Darling, and whoever else rests down there to have a opportunity to play forward. I mean, Waterman as well. So, Liam Ryan, great game. We'll give you the criticism that's rightfully deserved, but we'll give you the Cheerios. And tonight was a very good night in the office.
Glenn Jakovich with special comments as part of our footy review for Barbagallo, your home to motoring excellence. And for Camera Electronic, one other game played tonight. That was at Marvel Stadium. And after a tardy start, the Western Bulldogs cleaning up the Hawks by 42 points, 19-11, 125 to 12-11, 83. 133 882 is our number. We're here, as I say, for Barbagallo as part of our footy review. 6PR is football.
It's Gareth Parker here, and on Tuesdays we talk to the champ from the West Coast Eagles, Josh Kennedy.
As much as we've been improving it, you're still not satisfied, still not happy, because you just want to get that win, and I think we've been building over the last month.
That's Josh Kennedy, exclusively on Breakfast at 7:15 on Tuesdays on your home of footy, 882 6PR.
From art to antiques, all farming and mining equipment, there's only one place you can get it all under one roof. It's Ross's Auctions. If it's a bargain that you're wanting, you can search online for Ross's Auctions. Why pay retail when you can get it for a fraction of the price? Head on down to Ross's. There's an auction every week. Auction dates available at auctions.com.au. You can check out the gear and place your bid today. Grab a bargain on work vehicles, fleet vehicles, water trucks, dump trucks, in fact, any truck. Pick yourself up a great deal today. You can find Ross's Auctions throughout the state with permanent locations in Perth, Kalgoorlie and Karratha. You log on to auctions.com.au. That's auctions.com.au.
On now at Harvey Norman. Receive a bonus gift card up to $700 when you buy a Samsung Frame TV 55-inch or above and add a second Frame TV of any size in the same transaction. Great deal on the Samsung 85-inch Frame TV. Just $5,295. That's bonus gift card up to $700 when you buy a Samsung Frame TV 55-inch or above and a second Frame TV of any size in the same transaction. Now at Harvey Norman. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
2002, biddy at 2-2, biddy at 2-4, 2-4, now 2-5. At to 2-5, going once, going twice. Sold to another happy bidder at Ross's Auctions.
Do you have surplus assets or cash flow concerns? Or are your business contracts nearing completion? Ross's Auctioneers and Valuers conduct more auctions in more categories tailored to your gear. Contact us today for an obligation-free consultation or valuation of your assets. You can find Ross's auctions throughout the state with permanent locations in Perth, Kalgoorlie and Karratha. Log on to auctions.com.au. DL5681.
Here's a fact worth listening to. 98% of clients surveyed agreed that Connect Hearing listened and tailored their products and service specifically to their client's lifestyle. Some of that's down to Ordeo Life, the world's first waterproof rechargeable hearing aids.
I can hear on a boat. I can hear in the shower. I can even hear when I swim.
That's gold. For gold service listening, even in water, contact Connect Hearing for a free 10-day trial at connecthearing.com.au.
Merv, come away from that window.
Oh dear, Merv can't take his eyes off the neighbour's lawn. He can't work out how their lawn is so green and immaculate when his is dry and patchy.
It's got to be fake.
It's not fake, Merv. It's Positively Green, a Greenkeeper standard lawn care plan for stadium-quality manicured lawns that turn neighbours like Merv positively green with envy.
Are you sure it's not fake?
Positively Green. Get your free personalised lawn report at positivelygreen.com.au.
This June, flu vaccines are free for all West Australians. It's simple to get it done. Just walk into any state-run vaccination clinic, or you can book at some GPs or pharmacies. With the cold weather getting even colder, there's 3 easy things that we should do. The first is start to date with your free COVID and flu vaccines. If you're feeling under the weather, be sure to wear a mask when you need to. And last but not least, make sure that you continue to wash your hands regularly. Let's stay on a roll and keep doing the things we love with the people we love. If you would like more info, just head to the website wa.gov.au, authorised by the state government.
The 2022 Toyota AFL Premiership season is brought to you by Kitchen Capital. Designed and built in 4 weeks. kitchencapital.com.au. 6PR is football.
He'll take the mark, Willie. Charging Laverde. He'll walk in, give it to Cripps. Take your pick. There's 3 of them. There's not an Essendon defender within 40 metres.
What about that pass? There was 4 bombers, all on their own, and he could not hit one of them.
Oh,
that was
pathetic.
just terrible.
They were terrible.
Crip kick inside 50, Darling at the back. Kennedy seeping out the back door. The big fella controls it and kicks his 5th. Why would you retire, JK? Keep playing, mate. You're the best forward in the side. JK's got 5. Can they remember the words to the song? West Coast to winners by 10 points. 16-11, 107 and 14-13, 97. Here you go, Eagles fans.
Yes, the West Coast Eagles home by 10 points in the end, 16-11, 107 to 14-13, 97. Mark Reddings, Glenn Jakovich taking you through this footy review for Barbagallo, your home to motoring excellence. A nice moment out in the middle of Optus Stadium as we speak, Jacko.
Yeah, Luke Shuey with his wife and 2 children. They're playing British Bulldogs out there.
Oh, not quite British Bulldog, but I don't think any other patron or player would be allowed the luxury of being able to just have a kick of the footy.
When you are the captain.
You're the captain.
Certain privileges.
Both youngsters have number 13 on their backs, I'm pretty sure. But great to see Boots out there, the skipper, and enjoying his footy, because it's been a tough year, the toughest he would have had in his footy life, I guess.
Yeah, and what you do, you know, he mentioned last Friday at the club function at Crown that he was a bit embarrassed the way they were performing, but he's leading from the front, and you get to work between Monday and Friday to try and do something about it. And they've had 2 good weeks, 2 games where you can say the fans have walked away saying that they've seen some signs, and we spoke about those signs tonight whilst we sang the praises of Josh Kenny kicking 5 and Jack Darling kicking a few goals, taking some good marks. It was the young brigade that we're looking at the future. Rhett Bazzo and Hoff. We saw Waterman start to step up, and Jermaine Jones, I felt he's just getting better and better. And one of our 6PR listeners called in, I think it was Donny from Spielwood, saying that, they got to play that kid a little bit more. He's watched him in the waffle. So, and Connor West, he's just getting better and better as each game goes. He's starting to tidy up his ball delivery, which is really important. And that's what we come to see tonight, the young players coming through.
Okay, let's fast forward. 6PR tomorrow. it's a big day of footy when you think of the matches on display. Carlton v Fremantle.
Yeah.
We've got Geelong and Richmond. Let's concentrate on the Dockers for a second. This is a huge game in the scheme of their season, given Melbourne beating Brisbane. Carlton defensively are down on tools. Yeah. Can Fremantle get the job done?
Yeah, they can. They've demonstrated they can go to all parts of the country and win games of football. They've gone down to Geelong, won down there. They beat the reigning premiers at the MCG. So there's a big test for them. And Carlton too. The beauty about this round, I reckon this is the round that some teams make their moves, round 15. It always happens this time of the year. Whilst you can't win the premiership, you can certainly lose it or lose ground of, staking a position. Fremantle have moved in a second spot before their game. They've got a healthy percentage. The first time in a long time they've had a healthy percentage, sitting at 128. 10 wins has been fantastic first half of the season, but they've got to finish it off now and really consolidate that. People saying top 6, top 4, they've got to look at top 2. They're sitting in second position now. They've got a tough run the next 4 or 5 weeks. They've got some big games. And the beauty about this round, the top 8 all play each other. So the top 4 games are the top 8 teams. So really looking forward to this weekend. We've, we had a bit of a fizzer last night. We thought Brisbane were going to really perform. That's the only game they've got between now and the end of the year at the MCG. So they don't get there a lot. And they were certainly shown the exit door very, very quickly by the reigning premiers. So mouth-watering stuff, entertaining stuff, edge of your seat stuff. Can't wait till tomorrow and tomorrow night and the remainder of this weekend to round off round 15. And who would have thought round 15, here we are. We just finally,
quickly.
We wanted to get a season with crowds. We finally got that. We got over that hump. It's 3 weeks tomorrow, the AFL Grand Final.
Sorry?
3 months tomorrow. Sorry, not 3 weeks. Sorry. Gee, I meant 3 months tomorrow.
Quickly, Jacko, but not that quickly.
No, 3 months tomorrow is AFL Grand Final day.
Okay. And just going back
Don't blink.
No, it's quick. And 15 rounds in, you're right. It's, having said that, it's been a long year for Eagle supporters and calling their games here. But before you know it, they'll be into a pre-season. Away we go. But tomorrow, Curnow, Mackay, they were stopped essentially. I think between them, they kicked 4 or 5 goals against Freo a few weeks back. That's going to be critical as to whether Fremantle can get across the line. Their defence has been outstanding, albeit against Hawthorn a couple of weeks ago, though, leaked a few more goals than they would have.
Yeah, that's going to happen. I mean, opposition sides are now putting a lot of work into Fremantle. Where can we find the openings? Who can we expose? Who's the sixth least effective defender, or the 5th or 6th least effective defender? Well, we're going to go to that player and we're going to get a one-on-one and isolate them deep in the goal square. Who's their most rebounding attacking for a back 50 player? Like tonight you had Jermaine Jones and Elliot Yeo. So if you're an opposition side next week, you go to their direct opponent when you win the ball to make them accountable, because they're playing springboard footy. Their confidence is up. They're going to give a bit more leg rope because they're assertive type footballers. So that's where the game's going to be won or lost tomorrow at the Docklands.
Nick Nanui comes back from injury tomorrow night.
Yep.
This sounds really weird, but they won tonight. How far up the ladder do the Eagles want to go, in all seriousness? They want to keep winning matches, obviously, but you don't want to be finishing 9th or 10th, obviously, which is beyond them.
It's a long way to go, but, I think it's important in your club brand, right? What you represent as an organisation. We saw Melbourne do what they've done the last 20 years, minus the last 2 or 3. That's disappointing for the football club, and West Coast will not entertain that.
Let's go to the phones. 133 882 as part of our Ritz Plumbing and Electrical open line. Hi, Ruth. How you going?
Oh, good. Now, don't say the T word, tanking. We're not doing that. We're going to win every game. Jesus, Jacko, you gave me a heart attack a minute ago. 3 weeks to the grand final.
Sorry. I get excited there, Ruth, and couldn't believe it.
Oh, Jesus. I was going to take off, what's his name that rings in all the time? Donny. I was going to take Donny and say, hi, boys, couple of things. And then a bit of a pause. He always pauses.
He does.
Now, I'm just waiting to watch Footy Classified on Monday night and Wednesday night. They haven't just left the Eagles alone all year. They've just gone on nearly every week, had something bad to say about them. Oh, they're not rebuilding. They're not this. They're not that. But you just wait. I bet you they'll hardly mention them on Monday night.
Well, I tend to agree with you, Ruth, because they've won this game 16th versus 18th. Not much hanging on the line. I suspect it might get a passing line or two, but I suppose when you're down the bottom of the table, there's not much more, unless you're going to whack a team, which they don't deserve this week, will come from the critics in the East or the West as they stand. The final score here, by the way, 16-11, 107 to the Eagles. Essendon 14-13, 97. This has been our footy review, thanks to Barbagallo, your home to motoring excellence, barbagallo.com.au, DL2061. Thanks to all the team tonight, Carl Langdon, Will Schofield, Glenn Jakovic, of course, Tanya Armstrong on the boundary, 40, and Katie back in the studio. Tomorrow, huge game. The Dockers take on the Blues. You'll hear it all here on 882 6PR. 10 points the win to the Eagles. See you next